Oh my goodness gracious. It can't be. Oh yes, it is. It's that time again. It's time for another edition of Tarot Morning Wisdom with your friend Open Phones, reporting live from the south of France. Roos! Hi, Roos. Here on a Friday, May 8th. Oh, I love it that we're dancing through the even numbers this week. 8, 6, 4, 4, 6, 8. Nothing but balance, 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 Ruby Kane. What is up, Faye Faye? How are you doing, Queen? We are here not just to dance to the sonorous strains of Fats Waller performing Fats Waller's classic. But we're here to crack open the deck and answer your questions with these cards for free. Yes! Dance it out. I'm in a mellow mood this Friday morning. I'm mellow. I'm feeling mellow. Who here is feeling mellow on a Friday morning? Who here is so mellow because they know that the weekend is coming? Finally, we can stare down the barrel of a Friday night into a Saturday morning. Oh, man. What a week this has been, friends. For me, it's been filled with nothing but adventure. Adventure is strange and true. I can say that I've scratched a couple of things off of my big list this week. Did I sit down at a piano, not alone, with a friend last night in one of the most opulent rooms in Nice, France, on the Mediterranean Sea, and sing a song for a receptive crowd? Yes! Oh my God! You cannot imagine the feeling of doing that last night. It was heaven on bleeping earth, friends. Take me, Lord, I'm ready. That was absolutely one of those moments that you just remember forever. And I'm high on that moment right now, and I'm feeling mellow. And I'm ready to crack this deck open. I'm ready to crack this deck open and answer your questions with these cards for free. That's right, my name is Open Phones. This is Tarot Morning Wisdom. And if you've been here even a second over the course of the 4 months and change that this has existed in the world, maybe 5, I have lost track, then you know that the first thing we have to do is start the session off right with a card for the whole collective. A collective card to get us going. To set a tone and to let us know what direction we can expect this broadcast to take. Are we ready, sports fans? I think we are. I want to know what this collective card is going to hold for each and every one of us. Let's get it started. Oh my goodness. All right, friends, brace yourself. If any drummers are out there, I need a drum roll, please. In fact, everybody go get your drum sets out. Set them up. Great. Start doing the drum roll. Here we go. A 1, a 2, a 1, 2, 3, 4. Ah! Friends, we are going to carry something into the weekend so valuable, so beautiful. That's right, it's the goddess of strength and her lion taming energy. Oh my God, who here is ready to reach into the beyond, into the fourth dimensional beyond for that beautiful goddess's energy as she stays the passions of that formerly dangerous Leo-like lion and reminds us of what it means to exhibit deepest strength in this universe. Remember, this comes up after the charioteer, so we can only really attain this goddess's wisdom after we discover our own directionality in this world and are willing to take the steering wheel in our own hands and drive. Boom! Strength defines this Friday, May 8th, 2026. It's early in the morning, somewhere in the world. But here, Darla Dempsey, in Nice, France, where I am posted up for the month of May, even into June, a little bit. It's 4 p.m. And so you know that I am giving you a preview of your Friday night energy here inside of this strength. Let's get the show on the road and start answering your questions with my cards for free. Who here has a question for these cards? I'm looking for really powerful questions, Panda. Hi, Panda. Let's see here. Panda's going to get us off to an excellent start. Come here, Panda. Hello, Panda. Oh, Nikki Marie. Nikki Marie is here. Fei is here. Panda, hi. Hi, I would love, Panda, to do nothing more than answer your question, aka Dez. Hi, Dez. Let me turn down the horns a tiny bit here. We gotta just make sure everything is... like I said, I'm in a mellow mood. And everybody's just waking up. Let's calm it down, phones. Let's calm it down. Hi, Dez. How are you doing? My name is Open Phones. This is Tarot Morning Wisdom, where Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, you'll find me up here throwing cards at your questions for free. And you've got a beautiful question to start us off, Dez. Is any conversation being said behind my back that I need to be aware of? And why? Dez? Are there any suspects, Dez? What's going on over there, Dez? What's all of this drama? What's all this drama on a Friday, Dez? Are there any conversations happening behind my back? Asks Dez. What a beautiful thing to bring to my cards and see what they have to say. Hey, Kate! Kate! Kate Brownshoe and I went not 13 cards deep, but I want to say 18 cards deep at the end of the day. Yesterday, when we had our private one-on-one session, it was a pleasure to get to finally know you, Kate, and to do all of that good work. We had the very best time. And I am just so excited that finally, here in France, I was able to do a private session for the first time, and it went great. All the tech held up. Time zone difference didn't make too much of a problem for anybody. It's all doable. It is all doable. Right, Panda? All right, Panda, let's get this show on the road. Panda's got a question because Panda has jealous people floating around inside of their universe. And we know how that can go. Panda asks, aka Dez, asks, any conversation being had behind my back that I need to be aware of? And why? All right, let's see what the cards have to say. Cards say, Well, Panda, this is a complex card to drop on your question, but it's also potentially aimed directly at you. Now, are there any conversations being held behind Panda's back? The Ten of Wands doesn't necessarily reach towards treachery as an energy queen. Now, it doesn't really reach towards like treachery or, mask wearing or lies. But I'll tell you what it does reach for. It reaches for the energy of the fiery wands. First of all, we're talking about the energy of creativity, procreativity, and spirituality in its finest caliber. But we're also talking about fiery passion as a general concept. And what you see here is somebody who's slamming the accelerator on their fiery passion. Now, Pandas, aka Dez, I have to ask you directly, is this you? Is this you, Queen? Are you pushing a little hard? Are you pushing a tiny bit hard here? Are you revving your engine a little bit? Is this card saying to you, hey, Panda, aka Dez, easy. Because this Ten of Wands, in that context, would be a little bit suggestive of a lack of balance. And you know what I mean? It's okay. It's okay, Panda. Don't worry about it. I mean, we all We all have this gear. We all use this gear. Sometimes this gear is very effective. Very effective. But sometimes this card is here to say, okay, all right. Can we tap the brakes ever so slightly? Can we please tap the brakes ever so slightly? Why should we tap the brakes, friends? Because really the ideal number of wands that you want to see coming at you out of this deck is the number 8. The number of, yes, strength. I hope that hits, sweet Des. Let us know. Oh my God, we're getting started here. We got Nikki Marie, tarot reader extraordinaire. Go follow Nikki Marie if you like good tarot readers. If you do not like good tarot readers, please do not follow them. Hello, Mrs. Big Bahak. You're welcome, Panda. It's wonderful to have you here and wonderful to kick it off with that kind of an energy. We've got Nova here. We've got Gia here. We've got Tammy here. Oh, Tammy. We've got Danny Darko here, the classic. Go follow Danny Darko but only if you like high quality accounts. We got Wanderer here, aka Misa. How you doing, Wanderer? Oh, Cherish. Oh, honey. Oh, Wanderer, aka Cherish, has a question. Now let's listen to this question. When will Bry come back? I hope this is a good question to ask. If not, I'll ask something else. Well, how about this, Cherish? What if we just reach into this deck of cards and see what the energy generally is as it concerns you and Bry? Let's see what's up. Hi, Sonia. Yes. Let's see here. Let's see what the energy is between you and Bry. Just generally. Maybe there's something to learn here. Maybe, going back, I want to just go back to your original question to make sure that I'm really looking at it and digesting it the way that I should as your friend and tarot reader. When will Bry... Yeah, let's just do you and Bry. Cherish and Bry. Come on, deck. What's the dealio between Cherish and Bry? Deck says, oh. Well, I'll tell you this, Cherish. Sometimes this deck likes to answer questions directly. Even if I equivocate all over them like a crazy person saying, no, the cards don't want to do that. When will Bry come back? We don't know. And we can never know, as it pertains to any dude whatsoever, what is going to happen. There's no predicting dudes. They're just not, it's not a thing, all right? But what this card has given you by way of advice is something inside of the self-love sixes, and it's particularly inside of the realm of the mind, the realm of the swords. And the realm of the swords is a pesky realm, Cherish, because it's the realm where we love to torture ourselves. We love to throw errant thoughts around and cut ourselves to ribbon on swords, don't we? Well, the Six of Swords is here inside of the self-love sixes to remind you that you have the power within your will to deploy those swords in a protective embrace of your emotions and not let things that have destabilized you in the past destabilize you in the future. So inside of this card is a very direct, not warning, but really just a recommendation to, hey, maybe we don't let Bry throw us out of the boat again. Maybe we don't let Bry disrupt our journey wherever it may lead. Maybe the whole Bry issue, whether he'll come back or not, is something that we can let hang in the breeze, like one of the pieces of clothing drying on the lines outside of my window here in Old Nice, which is the tradition here. I've now dried my laundry out in the breeze alongside everybody else, and let me tell you, it's a wonderful feeling. But Cherish, you're not here to talk about laundry, you're here to talk about yourself and Bry, and this card is saying to you, it's time to be self-protective as a gesture of love to yourself. All right, Queen? Look, I think you've got this in you, and I think you get your message too. It's like, it's time to put up a few walls, and not denial-oriented walls, but loving walls of self-protection that make sure you are protecting yourself against the Brys of the world, whatever they may be up to. We just can't know. Hello, Sonia. Sonia needs a message. Sonia needs a message. Sonia gets a message. Nova, you're going to get a message too. Let's see what we got here. Friends, if you've got it in you to share this broadcast with your friends, I've been told by the app that that's an incredibly positive algorithmic thing that the app loves. So if you can be as generous as that, I would certainly appreciate it. That said, Sonia says, may I get a message card of the day? And each and every one of these message cards can obviously be applied to each and every one of us in certain levels. Embrace it. Reach into yourself and see if it applies to you. But Sonia's asking about them. And the cards say this to you, sweet Sonia. Oh, Sonia, you've been given a message from essentially the most powerful feminine impulse this deck has to offer. It is the divine feminine self in the form of the Bella Luna, the moon in all of its shadowy glory. How can you, Sonia, reach into your deepest well of mystery and dream and reflection, empowered divine reflection, I might add, if that word divine is allowed into your personal, emotional, and spiritual lexicon, queen, and discover, unfold yourself inside of this mystery and empower yourself inside of this mystery, and think about how this mystery is inside of you and how it too inside of you has the same power to move the tides, the same power to basically sustain life on this planet as we know it. Sonia, are you prepared to take this mission on? I hope that you are, because living inside of this card is one of the biggest pleasures you can have in life if you ask open phones. It's when this card opened up for me, it was, it changed everything, didn't it? It changed it all. Sonia, I wish you good luck. Janice is here. Hi, Janice. How you doing? Sheena is here. Feifei is here. Mimi is here. Ooh, Mavie is here. Oh my goodness, Mavie, that's a great question. Nova, I'm going to get to you in a second. Let's see here. Mavie, aka Prudence, has a question that's practical and interesting. Everybody gather around Prudence here, because this is one, because who knows how this is going to fall, but this is an important question, and I want to make sure that we get it answered before we spin off the rails into a million relationship reads, etc., and so on. What do we have here? Prudence asks, does Jeffrey's family want to be a part of my baby's life? Huh? Oof. Jeffrey's family. Huh? Jeffrey's family. Well, what have they done so far? Have they shown up with a big pile of diapers? Have they offered to babysit? Have they done anything at all whatsoever to reach into your baby's life and improve it in any material shape or form? No, they don't show up at all. Ugh. All right, Prudence. Let's see. Thank you, Cat Mask Cosplay. That's awesome. Thank you. Now, let's see what the cards have to say as it pertains to Jeffrey's family and their interest or lack thereof, as it pertains to joining you in your noble maternal quest to raise a beautiful child. Ready? Set. Boop, boop, boo, doo, 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 doo. Go. Interesting. Well, that's interesting. You know what? This is for you, Prudence. This is for you. This is a reminder that you, especially as the parent, have a responsibility to stay enthroned in the king's throne here, in the realms of passion and creativity and spirituality. Like, basically, my deck is saying something to you about making sure that you keep your hand on that powerful wand. In this, look, I mean, like, you've already answered your own question. If Jeffrey's family wanted to participate in the raising of your child, they probably would have already jumped in there and done something, wouldn't they have? You, on the other hand, are being handed the power here, and the power of creative force, the power of fire in this situation. And again, if you want Jeffrey's family involved, ... this king will help you make that happen. But if you need not like a Jeffrey's family impediment in your world, then this king will help you move towards what you do want. Just make sure that you stay inside of active, powerful control of your creative and spiritual function, all right? Because that's what this card wishes for you to do. Okay? You say, okay. Good day, Cat Mask Cosplay. Hello, Yao Su Chuen. I butchered that. I am so very sorry. I'm doing my best with the pronunciations. Let's see who we have here. Let's see what's going on in this chat. Nikki Marie is saying, is what I have been intuitively feeling about my husband's family true? Or just me being paranoid? Oh, Nikki Marie, get over here. Get over here. Let's find out what the cards have to say about your husband's family, your intuition, and whether or not there might be some paranoia involved. Hey, maybe not, right? But I know that you are an intuitive person, Nikki Marie. And again, I implore each and every one of you to go follow Nikki Marie if you love powerful, intuitive, professional tarot readers. Here we go, Nikki Marie. Frustrating, Feeling that little twinge. That little dowser's wand of a twinge. I don't know if I like what I feel. Let's find out what we got going on. Nikki Marie is what I have been intuitively feeling about my husband's family true? Or am I just being paranoid? The cards say, well, 2 swords is what the cards say. And what the cards say here, I think, is to clear your mind and create peace and balance within it. This is, to my mind, not necessarily a huge confirmation. Well, actually, do you know what? Does this really get into the plot of this situation, or is this a direct recommendation to you, Nikki Marie, that the job right now is to create peace within your own mind so that no matter what the bleep's going on over there, you will have a calm and clear and crisp idea of what it is, and that the emotional waters and that lunar mystery behind this beautiful figure so elegantly balancing those 2 swords is not disrupting them. It's not distracting them from the important wisdom at hand. I love 2 swords because 2 swords is also there to give birth to ideas, right? But we're in High Priestess energy right now. So what do High Priestesses do? Well, they protect the veil. They protect the veil from people who mean less than well. All right? And again, why am I belaboring an answer to you, Nikki Marie, when I know that you will be able to look at this card and pull your own wisdom directly out of it? But that is the message that my cards have to say. I hope that is useful and that it hits. What's up, Madudu from Rwanda? Oh, Madudu from Rwanda is here. I'm so happy to see you again, Madudu. You, a long-time friend and follower of the Tarot Morning Wisdom broadcast, friends. Oh, it's Open Phones. That's my name. And the broadcast is called Tarot Morning Wisdom, and I answer, oh my gosh, Nikki Marie, it's the least I can do. I answer your questions with my cards for free. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, friends. Bruce is throwing major fire in the chat, and Bruce would know, honestly. I would listen to Bruce. Let's see, hold on a second. Madudu, that's hilarious that question got somehow like filtered out by the comments, but I'm bringing it right back in. Madudu asks, Alan came back. Guess what? He's proposing to meet, but I want to make him suffer first. Okay, Madudu. Jeez, am I dropping a card on that? That's a very fun question to take on. I love the idea of making bad actors suffer because, I don't know, I guess like I just have heard so many times of all the dude behavior up here. Ugh, there's so much dude behavior. Too much dude behavior. Madudu's sick of it. Madudu's sick of it and sick of, you know what. Letting it all just slide. No more letting it slide, right, Madudu? But maybe it's time to take the high road with Alan, too. Let's find out what the cards have to say. Madudu plus Alan equals what? Because Madudu says the following. Hey, Alan came back. Yeah. He's proposing to meet. But first I want to make him suffer. What do you say, cards? Let's find out. Madudu and Alan. Madudu's thinking about a little bit of revenge, a little gentle revenge. Cards say, yeah, go for it, queen. Make sure that this dude knows what's up. And you know what? This is not like some call to needlessly torture some poor schmuck. No, this is a card of growth. All right, we're in the number 3 here. We're in the Empress 3s, and we're in the realm of thought. As I've said 1,000 times before, this heart is a seed. That's why it's being rained upon. It's there to grow. But if you take it as a static portrait, I think it's answering your question directly. But not just to make him suffer for the hell of it, just because you feel like getting a revenge, but make him grow, please. You've got to be clear. You've got to be honest with him about all the things that you have felt along the road of the Alan saga, and make sure that this is a card that's put to use and not just like deployed to be deployed to make somebody feel bad. All right? There's no constructive aspect to just making somebody feel bad. Make sure it's to a purpose. And as always, please protect yourself from like bad behaviors coming down the road from the Allens of the world. I'm just saying that as a point of just to say it. And on the bottom of the deck, Madudu, 6 wands, which says, hey, don't forget to make sure that you are celebrated for your purest, brightest, fieriest, creative self, your most soulful self. Alan has a job here, and that is to be one of these people celebrating you, okay? Make sure that you feel celebrated, otherwise there's more cards to be drawn, right? What up, Joanne Lawson? How you doing on a Friday? My name is Open Phones. This is Tarot Morning Wisdom, where I throw cards at your questions for free report. We are reporting live from the south of France. That's right. Nice-la-Belle. I'm chomping loaves of bread, slathered in brie cheese. Oh my gosh, I'm eating the brightest colored fruits and vegetables you've ever seen in your entire life. Right, Joanne? Good stuff. Joanne Lawson says, how about a love card for the weekend, huh? What do you say, Hollywood? I say yes, Joanne. Joanne Lawson, 642. Your love card for this May 8th, 2026 is as follows. Ooh, Joanne, when it comes to love, make sure that you are being celebrated for the actual powerful woman that you are. What you see here is this, I won't call her a maiden, because I don't think that this is a young figure. I don't think this is meant to depict youngness. And in the hermit energy of number 9, definitely not. What this is meant to evoke is a sense of deepest power and the sense of having earned that position inside of one's material sphere. So if you're going to be loved this weekend, make sure you're loved as that powerful figure, is a way that I would read that card. Queen, you gotta let us know how it all comes out. Am I right? Oh, Sheena. Get over here, Sheena. Hi, Sheena. My name is Open Phones. This is Tarot Morning Wisdom. And friends, if you've got it in you to share this broadcast with your friends, I've been told that that's very smiled upon by the TikTok app. You know, Daddy TikTok. Daddy TikTok loves it when you share the broadcast with your friends. And I love Daddy TikTok. Oh, Daddy TikTok, please be good to me on the algorithm, please. Now, Sheena, you've got a beautiful question. What's the good news for me this year? Asks Sheena, aka CJ. And I am about to drop a card on that to see what the deck has to say. Let's find out. Simple as that. There will be growth, sweet Sheena, on Dear Lose. Check it out. Now, look, is this good news? Yes, Sheena. Don't be deceived by the kind of dramatic artwork that you're seeing presented before you. That is not what this card is here to do in every single case. Look, did we just see this card suggest that Madudu torture Alan a little bit to let him learn a couple of lessons? Yes, we did. It's true. But not in this case, Sheena. In this case, sweet Sheena, the good news is that this is going to be a year of deepest growth. Do you feel me? Remember that this is a seed being fed by this rain so that you can grow into the realm of mental recovery, perhaps, the mental stability in the number 4. All right, let's just leave it at that. Also, this is a card that attaches to the idea of new ideas. Are there new versions of wisdom that you need to be giving birth to across this year, this 2026? Well, this card is encouraging you toward that. Also, I will say this. If there is anything that you need to grow through that is painful, this card is beckoning you towards that job first. Because if you let that job just sit and fester, you're going to be stuck inside of this card in this negative aspect, and you're not going to have very much fun this year. You need to have much fun this year. This is the year of the fire horse. This is where bleep gets done. This is where bleep gets done. The 2026 is it. Press the accelerator on all of the things that add joy to your life. You need to fill your life with joy this year. This card is here to encourage you towards that work, if it means that you've got to break through some of the barriers that have been holding you back in the past. In the realm of the mind, the self-torture chamber called the human mind. What's up, Victoria? Hello, Adam, aka Don McClain. Hold on a second. Stop everything. Everybody gather around Sophia. We have a tarot emergency. It's a tarot emergency, friends. Stop everything. Sophia is here, aka Holy Wifey in the chat. Come here. Sophia has a very blunt question for my card. Sophia, I am so sorry to discover that this question is, that you have this question at all. Sophia asks, the simple, the direct. Is Derek cheating? Well, is he? Is Derek cheating? Oh, Sophia. Everybody gather around Sophia. Join hands. Come on, join hands. Form a circle around Sophia. Start doing this dance. Like this. Okay, now start chanting. Good. Sophia, come here. I'm so sorry to find you struggling inside of your relationship, especially with Derek. Derek! Oh, man. If Derek's cheating, I don't know what I'm going to do. Well, let's find out what the cards have to say. Bleepin' Derek. That maybe bastard. Oh. No. Well, no. You got an Empress card here, Sophia. I'm so sorry. But this is a card of giving positive birth to all life forms in the universe that exists and even that could exist. All right? This is the motherhood card. But the young motherhood card. This is like the at the other end of the food chain from the moon that we saw earlier. At the other end of the divine feminine. I see this card and I don't see a cheating boyfriend. No, I see the all-powerful Empress saying, come on, come on, come on. Let's go. Let's create. All systems go, all green lights, all the time. I think if I'm Derek right now and I'm secretly watching this broadcast under a fake name so that Sophia doesn't see me, and I see that I've been called to the carpet like this, I see this Empress, I'm breathing a huge sigh of relief. Because this is not a card that says anything about bleepery. It doesn't say anything about, cheating, certainly. It says something about going out there and making life occur. So, hopefully, Sophia, you too are breathing a huge sigh of relief. I hope it's true. And also, by the way, if in 5 minutes from now you walk in on Derek and he's canoodling with somebody and I am wrong, you let us know. Look, I will apologize. Oh, Adam, aka everybody look at Adam here. Everybody say hi to Adam. Adam is waving a stick at me right now, a metaphorical stick, and saying, will Allie ever date me? If you don't answer me in 5 minutes, I'm leaving. All right, Adam, calm down. It's your buddy Open Phones here. It's Tarot Morning Wisdom. I'm going to answer your question with my cards for free. Relax, Adam, relax. Adam, have a seat. Have a beverage. Come on, buddy. It's going to be all right. It's going to be all right, Adam. Okay, we're going to do it right now, Adam. And then if you want to leave in 3 minutes, you're more than welcome to, buddy. It's your friend here, Open Phones. All right, Adam, let's do it. Will Allie ever date Adam? And I'm going to tweak your question, bud. I'm going to say, how can Adam best calibrate his energy to attract the beautiful and talented Allie. All right? Allie sounds great, Adam. And Adam and Allie has a certain ring to it, doesn't it, everybody? Well, I can see that on a bleeping wedding invitation. Why not? But we're not at wedding yet, are we, Don McClain? Here we go, Adam. Will Allie ever date me? And I say, how will Allie ever date me? Oh, well, this is a beautiful confirmation card of some kind. It speaks to the idea of turning garbage into gold. But I'm not really going to aim this at an answer to your question directly. Yes, Allie's going to date you. There's cards in this deck galore that would do that. What this card is doing in the divine form of the Angel of Temperance at number 14 in the Major Arcana is saying something to you, Adam, about needing to create within yourself a deep, deep sense of balance and equilibrium to feel empowered in this whole Adam plus Allie situation, all right? You gotta reach into the arms of this Angel of Temperance and find peace within yourself. Peace across your physical self, your spiritual self, your mental self, your emotional self. And you've got to remember that behind all of that is the concept, alchemically speaking, of turning garbage into gold. How can you transform this situation, sweet Adam? How can you don these angels' wings and therefore pretty much attract whatever you want out of this life? You become the great magnet inside of that Angel of Temperance, Adam. Are you ready to take the challenge? I'm sure Adam is left by now. Fine, Adam. Oh, Bren! It's been a million years, Brent. I'm getting to you, Shanae. It's happening right now. Shelly Hill's here. Hi, Shelly Hill. Don't leave. I will get to you. But Shanae, let's see here. What are you saying, Shanae? I know why he was hot and cold. His baby mama wants him back, and will he stay with me or her? Oh my God, Shanae, jeez. This has become a soap opera. I love it. Oh, thank you, Bren. Oh my God, I'm so glad to see Bren here. If you have it in you to share this broadcast with your friends, I've been told that it's very effective. As a way of promoting this Tarot Morning Wisdom phenom, I would really appreciate it. And all that said, Shanae, we've been through a few chapters of this saga with Shanae, our friend Shanae. Everybody gather around Shanae. And as you'll recall, we were wondering what was going on with that dude. Because he was acting all hot and cold. Saying, I love you, baby, one moment. And then not giving Shanae the time of day. Which, frankly, I'm just going to say, as the father of a daughter, that I would consider that disqualifying, frankly. I'm not a big fan of people that run hot and cold, but now we have new information. Shanae says, I know why he was hot and cold. His baby mama wants him back. Will he stay with me or her? Well, Shanae, let's find out what the cards have to say about this situation, which is a complex situation, I might add. Complex for you, complex for him, complex for the baby mama, complex for the baby. Queen, my cards have a message for you, and that is, it might be time to slam the door on this situation, because it might not be serving you any longer. All right, the 10 swords are here, and we see these 10 swords sticking out of a corpse on a beach, like exclamation points at the end of a sentence. And we see the godless material universe there represented in that black sky. And we see the golden dawn of a new realm of spiritual satisfaction beginning to emerge. But how are you supposed to get to that golden dawn without clearing out every single one of these swords and throwing this corpse into the ocean? All right? Look, maybe I'm right and maybe I'm wrong. I am not telling you to throw Adam into the ocean, but I'm telling you right now, this deck seems to suggest that there might be the necessity for an ending as it pertains to you plus Adam divided by the baby mama and the baby. Right, Shanae? Does that hit? All right, Shelly Hill, get over here. Oh, Sabrina's here. Hi, Sabrina. Oh, Sabrina, I miss you. When are we going to go back down the road of the private tarot read? When are we going to throw another 13 cards down? What, you don't need no more in-depth advice? He's so disappointing, says Shanae. And I 100% agree, frankly. I 100% agree. Now, Shelly Hill is here. Hi, Shelly. My name is Open Phones. This is Tarot Morning Wisdom, where I throw cards at your questions for free. And I like your question because it just drops right into a straight up point. Shelly Hill asks, does Sam love me? Well, does he? Oh, does Sam love me? Well, do you love Sam, Shelly Hill? I'll start there. Victoria, I'm getting to you. Trust. Shelly Hill asks, of course, Kate, I'll get to you as well. Shelly Hill asks directly, does Sam love me? I love Sam. So, what's the rumpus? Let's find out. What's the rumpus? What's the rumpus? If anybody can name the movie where I'm pulling that from, I'm going to give you a gold star. Okay. Does Sam love Shelly Hill? Oh, honey. It's time for sword clearance, Queen. Now, this is not necessarily a direct contraindication of Sam's love, but the deck is saying something to you straight up. It's grabbing you by the lapels, metaphorically, relax. And it's saying, Shelly, are you torturing yourself right now? Are you the person in this bed being like driven mad by errant thought? This card is an invitation to empower yourself, essentially. All right, like how can you step into the power of this card? How can you clear these swords away and be wielding a simple sword of truth in your hand? Also, what does your gut say about this? Have you talked to your gut? Have you referred to your gut in this one? What is your sword of truth saying? Is your sword of truth saying, Sam, maybe not, I don't know. All I want you to do is try to do your best to clear your mind in this Sam situation so that you're not waking up in the middle of the night miserable, wondering about whether or not Sam is indeed in love with you. I'll say this also. It's incredibly difficult to be the most magnetic version of yourself, the most attractive version of yourself, when you're riddled with swords. When swords are driving you crazy and cutting into you every time you move a muscle. Just imagine each of these swords as like running up, like basically like it's as though the swords were inside of an automobile, not tied down in any regard, and then you start to roll the automobile and the swords are just rolling along with you. That's your brain. We can't have that. Anyway, I hope that advice hits. You let us know, Shelly Hill, how it goes. And I'm gonna go back in here. Let's see here. Who doesn't love, says Sabrina, and I cannot agree more. Victoria, it's your turn. Victoria, please report to the front of the broadcast. For those who don't know, my name is Open Phones, and this is Tarot Morning Wisdom, where I throw cards at your questions for free. Just ask your question in the chat. It's as simple as that. It's not complicated. And yes, I'll do my best to get to your questions, Adam. Be patient. All right, here we go. Victoria asks, is Nate coming back because he's bored or because his feelings are true? Nate. Huh? Victoria, what's the story with you and Nate? Victoria, is there a story between you and Nate? There must be. This feels like we might be in the double digits with the Nate story here. Is he coming back because he really loves me or because he's just bored? Bleeping Nate. All right, let's find out what the cards have to say. Let's give Nate the benefit of the doubt for 2 minutes. How about that? I'm going to put a 2-minute limit on my giving Nate the benefit of the doubt. I'm going to restrain my usual anti-dude sentiment. I'm going to try to tap it down a little bit, be a little bit more chill and cool, Victoria. Victoria says, we're on and off, always. He's my ex. We broke up 5 months ago. So at the top of the year, basically, right? So your fire horse here has been Nate free so far. Baby. All right, but now he's back, huh? Now he's tapping at the window like one of those scary vampires in the movie Salem's Lot. Well, I don't want this Nate person disrupting your personal equilibrium and strength. Okay? Let's find out what the cards have to say. Nate plus Victoria. What's the rumpus? Okay, look, again, we find this card. You, again, are being directly spoken to inside of this card. And the message, Victoria, is as follows. Hey, as it pertains to your life, your actual life in the material realm, because we're in the Pentacles, which means that we're in the realm of the material, can you please make sure that you are coming absolutely correct in terms of the way that you feel self-empowered within that? Can you be comfortably and confidently positioned inside of the world that you created, that is innate free existence, by the way, and operate from there? This is also a card of self-protection, by the way. It's in the number 9. It's in the Hermetic 9s. And that means that, well, let's just say this. Does the Hermit let every Nate in that comes along the way? No. God, no. There's no room for that when you are in this much power, all right? But in order to achieve this much power and this much glory, you need your equilibrium intact. And so it's hard for me not to read this as the deck's suggesting something about using that power that you've achieved so far in the material world to ensure that whoever's tapping at your door, they don't get in unless they absolutely deserve to get in and experience your power, your magnetic glory, your beauty, as suggested by this beautiful woman and her strange exotic bird and her falconer's glove. Go get your falconer's glove there, Victoria. Go get your strange exotic bird out and ask them about this whole Nate thing. But look, we don't have a lot of time for, as the chat often refers to them, scrubs. And we don't often have a lot of time either for like getting sucked into the will-o'-the-wisp, fancies and impulses of each and every dude, no matter what the past history is held, all right? We need to stay inside of our power, okay, Queen? Ali O is here. Summer is here. I'll get to you. Ali O, get over here. Oh, and Victoria says, yup, literally. All right, well, then you've received your wisdom, Queen. Ali O, how are you doing? My name is Open Phones. This is Tarot Morning Wisdom. I think we've met. I'm not suggesting that I've forgotten you in any way, shape, or form. I am just getting us teed up here. Ali O asks, does Rob have feelings for me? Or am I just his entertainment? Ooh, Rob. Is Rob sincere? I think I'm reading that. If I get right down to the bottom of that, I'm asking myself, is Rob sincere? Or is he full of bleep? Well, let's find out what the deck has to say. Look, it's Friday. I said I was in a mellow mood. I'm gonna stick to it roughly, even though I'm acting like I'm not. I'm gonna ask gently. I'm gonna say, sweet deck, does Rob have feelings for me? Or am I his entertainment? I don't like that at all, Allie. You're no one's entertainment. You know that. You know that. Rose, don't go anywhere. Of course you can have a card. Oh, Allie. Does Rob have feelings for me, or am I his entertainment? I don't like that you don't know the answer to that, sweet Allie. If you reach into your sword of truth, what does your sword of truth say? Let's find out what the deck has to say about this, though. Rob, is it real, or is it quote-unquote entertainment? Okay, look, Allie. What we have here is a 5 of swords. A 5 of swords says, Allie, it's time to take the reins of this situation and grow through it. What do you see here inside of this beautiful artwork of Pamela Coleman Smith? You see the aftermath of something that did not go well. Now, are you going to sit inside of that aftermath forever and just wither away, wishing that somebody would come along and lead you away from it, lead you upward and outward towards the beautiful self-love 6s? Or are you going to motivate and get the bleep out yourself? I mean, I think that this card is saying to you, Allie, it's time to grow past the Robs of the world, for crying out loud. They don't, look, we all love a Rob every now and then, okay? We love an entertaining Rob. I'm sure it's not just that you're the entertainment. I'm sure that he's entertaining as well on some level. Why would you be there otherwise? But does Rob really love me, or is he or am I just being led along as a form of entertainment? This card says it might be time to just guide yourself away from this entire situation and find yourself inside of the self-love 6s, where you're going to re-equilibrate and understand yourself to be as absolutely valuable as you possibly can be. I want you to be able to walk up to yourself inside of your own imagination and give yourself the hugest hug and say, thank you. Thank you for dealing with the Rob thing. If we hadn't dealt with the Rob thing and we just sat inside of that forever, being passively, basically riding around inside of a boat of passivity, like letting Rob's whims and entertainment value, calls, let like call the tune, we'd be miserable. Get in there and lead, Queen. Lead the way to what you want, not Rob. Ugh, Rob. Oh, Rob. Oh, the Robs of the world. Oh, the dudes of the world. Hi, Bitty Girl 21. How you doing? Get over here, Bitty Girl 21. Bitty Girl 21, good morning to you. This is Tarot Morning Wisdom. My name is Open Phones. I'm reporting to you live, not from the most glamorous place in the world, Hollywood, California. No, but from the south of France. Paradise Self. Music City, France, I might add. You go around here, there's not a place you can visit that doesn't have somebody singing a song to somebody else. It's heaven and on earth for somebody that loves to sing like me. All right? Now, Bitty Girl, you've got a good one. Do you see the real... Oh, wait. What are you saying here, Bitty Girl? You're asking, do you see the real love of my life coming to me anytime soon? Well, I don't know. Bitty Girl, let's find out what the cards have to say. Now, I'm not going to say the cards are excellent at prognosticating whether or not the real love of your life is going to come wandering in right this second. But, Bitty Girl, let's find out what the cards have to say to you by way of advice. Now, and maybe they'll give you a confirmation and say, yeah, Bitty Girl, buckle up and get ready. The real love of your life's coming down the pike. But let's find out. Bitty Girl asks, is the real love of my life coming down the pike anytime soon? I'm waiting. Yeah, all right, Queen. Look, this is the deck reaching out to her, towards you, Bitty Girl, and saying, honey, can we bring everything in the realm of the mind down to one simple thought? One true, authentic thought that sits inside of your chest, maybe a little bit above your stomach, and is the guiding wisdom that carries you forward. I'll say this also. The Sword of Truth does not sit around and wait for the real love of their life to come walking through the door. Oh, no. The Sword of Truth is an active, maybe the most active. Any of the aces are there to get stuff going. They're the inception energy, all right? You have ADHD. Fine. Well, look, then the Sword of Truth is saying you've got to try to focus right now. But what ultimately is here is a call towards actual action and consolidation of thought, purifying your will. And I'll say this, Bitty Girl, if you're able to do that, and if you tell your will, your Sword of Truth, all right, I want to go out there and find somebody for myself, then you'll do it, but you'll do it in the right way, in the way that values you first and sends you out at your most magnetic, so that you can bring in somebody that is actually worthy of your love. Huh? Talk to the Sword of Truth. Talk to the Sword of Truth. Irish Chris Pabilaran. Irish Chris Pabilaran, welcome to the Tarot Morning Wisdom. My name is Open Phones. It's wonderful to meet you. Good morning. Irish Chris Pabilaran asks, what will be happening to my career this month, the month of May? Am I going to be famous on YouTube or Facebook? Oh, why would you be famous, Irish Chris? That's fascinating. Everybody gather around Irish Chris, because we're going to see if we can find out if they're going to be famous on YouTube and or Facebook. For what, Irish Chris? Anyway, let's see if Irish Chris's career has any forecasts or prognostications or energy reads, as they say. My deck is reaching into your energy, Irish Chris. And it says, as it regards your month of May and the prospect of becoming famous on YouTube or Facebook, which I'm intrigued what that could even look like, says, oh, well, you know what? This is a positive card, sweet Irish Chris. This bodes well for you. But it also is a message that says, whatever your pursuit is on those online platforms that are so famous for making everybody so famous, make sure that you're operating from the sense of deepest, powerful love of self. Make sure that you're giving yourself all of the nurturing love that you can, Irish Chris. Because, look, if I want to answer your question directly with this card, it would be, sure, yeah, you're going to be loved, purely loved inside of your career this month. YouTube, Facebook, who cares? You're going to be loved. Great, if that's true, if that's the case. But one way or another, this card is calling you towards the idea of self-love first, all right? Make sure that you love yourself with utter and complete, unguarded, non-cynical sincerity and you will be sure to become the magnetic force that you wish to become as you pursue fame. Oh my God. Fame. Get over here, Danny Darko. Everybody say hi to Danny Darko. And everybody go follow Danny Darko, but only if you like high quality accounts filled with posts and lives that are fascinating and interesting. If you don't like those things, then please don't waste Danny Darko's time by following them. Danny Darko's time is precious. Okay? And that's why I won't dilly-dally when I sit down and answer, will protecting my young teen destroy our relationship? What's going on, Danny Darko? Oh, I don't like anything about what I just read. First of all, you have a young teen. And you have to protect them. That's your job as their parent. I'm saying this like informing no one of anything they don't already know. That's like job number one as a parent, is to protect the kid. Protect the young teen, which of course is like a young teenager is... Are they at their most vulnerable at that age? I don't know, they kind of are. They're at their most likely to do something dumb. So, like, let's get in here. Because you're asking something about, like, will doing my job, essentially, as a parent, will doing my job as a parent destroy our relationship? There are ways and there are ways, Danny Darko. There are ways to do this without destroying relationships, I hope. Let's ask the cards. Let's ask the cards how you can best protect your young teen without destroying the relationship. You feel me? Here we go. Cards, oh, interesting. All right, the cards are telling you it's time to, basically tie it down and get in there, because there's going to be an experience of the birth canal of the tarot here. The major arcana's most serious, like, explosive energy outward has arrived here. And guess what? It's teenagers. It's teenagers. Everything is calibrated to the bleeping tower with teens, all right? Every single thing that happens that's bad to a teen is probably experienced by them as this tower, this marvelous catastrophe. Ah, Christ. Ah, Christ. Ah, no. Oh, blast. Everything is ruined.org. All right? You're the parent here. You need to make sure that when the teen is going through these situations, that they know that they are loved and that their ultimate world is not actually collapsing no matter what they're in the middle of in any given moment. Your relationship with your teen will stand the test of time as long as you need to just hold the line there, Queen, and make sure that, like, as they go through what they're going through, that you're offering as much consistency and even-keeled, world maintenance as possible. That's sort of the only thing that you can do, in my opinion, in my experience. Like, if something really serious is going on with that teen, then you're going to go in there as the stable presence of the parent, and you're going to go solve the problem. You say, I have him in counseling, and I'm going to be there and support, but he won't like it. Well, the likes or dislikes of a teenager are almost, it's like, yeah, I don't like it either, blah, blah, blah. But it's like, what are you going to do? It's your job. And there's also creative ways to handle that too, but that I'm not going to bore you with, as I'm sure you've already thought of every single one of them and already know. But whatever it is, this card I think is offering a reminder that, like, the drama is always calibrated to 10 when it comes to these teenagers, and you need to stay on the job essentially and not become a part of that drama. Let them evolve, sure, but see if, I don't know, I hope that this is all hitting. You'll let us know. What are you seeking clarity about, Shelly Hill? Jesus, I gave you a card. What's the rumpus, Shelly Hill? What clarity do you need? All right, here we go. Not Julian's mom is here. Hi, not Julian's mom. I'm waving hi to Hollywood. I'm waving hi to Hollywood, all the way to Hollywood, all the way across the world. Christy is here, a.k.a. Summer. Hi, Summer. How are you doing? I would love to hear a card about my financial future. Okay, Christy, let's drop cards right now. For those who don't know, this is Tarot Morning Wisdom. I'm your friend, Open Phones. I'm throwing cards at your questions for free. I'm kind of pleased with the fact that my little Harry Potter scar is almost healed up now after a week where it was very dramatic for a while. It does kind of look like a lightning bolt too, which I'm especially pleased about. Christy asks, I would love to hear a card from my financial future. Okay. And I'm going to tilt this card in the direction of advice as I usually do, Christy. What is some advice that this deck can give to me as it pertains to my financial future? 10 Wands fall. Well, it would seem to me that my deck is interested in seeing you push in the realm of the creative. All right? Christy, your financial future is being connected to via the realm of fire here, the realm of creativity, procreativity, and spirituality. You need, according to this card, to harness all of those creative impulses that you may be having and collect them into one bunch of power. If that is not the message behind this 10, then it's probably saying something to you about maybe calming it down a little bit, maybe trying to seek a little bit more of a sustainable balance. But I would start with an invocation to basically, if your financial future is such that it requires creativity to bang it out, the cards are screaming, slam on the accelerating pedal, slam on the gas pedal, and make it happen. Okay, Queen? Okay? Let's see here. What do we got? Ashley's here. Hi, Ashley. We got the Homestead Nurse is here. Hi, Homestead Nurse. Kate Brownshoe. I was in Edinburgh, Scotland, and it was a sunny day for once, and I was walking directly towards the sun, and it blinded my eyes to a Harry Potter pole, and it smashed. I just basically walked into it like a Charlie Chaplin movie, like literally like a slapstick, and it was painful. Christy Birdie Farmer is here. Let's see, we got oh, I see Warrior Queen. Hi, Warrior Queen. Sophia Cakes, are you still here, Sophia Cakes? Let me know. Allie is here. Let's see here. Allie, get over here. Allie is here, and they've got a practical question. Allie, a.k.a. ELL. Will I start working within the next few weeks? Let's see what the card has to say. The cards have to say. Hi, Sue Lemon. How you doing? Welcome to Tarot Morning Wisdom, friends. I am your friend and host. Host? Open Phone. And I'm throwing cards at your questions for free. And I have this question coming to us hot from Allie. Will I start working within the next few weeks? Hold on, let me solve this puzzle thing that somehow TikTok insists has to happen every hour. Great. Will I start working within the next few weeks? Cards say, I think this could be conceivably a yes, because what you're seeing here is the idea of emotional stability being granted by essentially the hand of divinity self. Boom! Like coming at you from an unexpected place and creating within yourself an emperor's stability and ability to manifest. In specifically the realm of emotion, I'll give you that. But I like this as a happy prognostication. And I would also suggest, Sweet Allie, that this card is beckoning you towards the idea of emotional stability first and foremost. So that what you love can actually find form in the real world and not just spin off into the ether, unmanifested, unrealized. All right, Queen? Tell us how it goes, Sweet Allie. Tell us how it goes. Yeah. All right, friends. Now, if you have it in you to share this broadcast, what up, Sloochy Perkle? It's so great to see you, Slooch. Oh, Deborah85. Get over here. Everybody gather around Deborah _.85. Hi, Deborah. My name is Open Phones. This is Tarot Morning Wisdom. You found it. It's the place where I answer your questions with my cards for free. And you've got a banger. Deborah asks, is Ron the man for me? Or should I move on? Whoa, you're giving a lot of responsibility to the deck right now, Deborah. You're giving a lot of responsibility to the deck. And if I were Ron right now, I would be shaking in my proverbial boots at what's about to come out of this deck. What's the Ron story, Deborah? Is there a story behind Ron? Is Ron the man for me, or should I move on? Let's find out what the cards have to say. Deborah and Ron. Is Ron the man for me, or shall I move on? Or shall I move on? The cards say, well, Deborah, divine femininity itself comes banging through here. You know what this is? This is the beginning of an Andromeda's breadbasket, Queen. Deborah, you may be new here. You don't know what that means, but I'll tell you what it means. Andromeda's breadbasket is the 4-card proprietary relationship spread here on Tarot Morning Wisdom, wherein we crack open a relationship in 4 simple cards and find out what the deck has to say about, in this case, you and Ron. There are you, the divine feminine. In all of that divinity and all that mystery, that's you at your most powerful. What about Ron? Okay. Not bad. This is 2 wands, suggesting that Ron is in his fiery element, in his wands, in his creativity and his procreativity, and all of those are just wink, and all of his spirituality, and he's saying, you know what I've got on my mind? The future. Where are we going to go? Where are we going to go, Deb? So far, so good. Well, what's the energy created between the two of you, according to these cards? Or what should be the energy created between? Okay, great. When it comes to the energy between you and Ron, Deb, the cards have this to say. No matter what, Deb, clarity is of the essence. You need to know the absolute truth. You need to be seeing dispassionately what this energy is so that you can trust the whole Ron situation. You're coming to like a stranger on the internet and you're saying, what's up with Ron? Is this the one or not? I don't even know. Well, the Sword of Truth is saying, yo, queen. That's on you. You got to dial that in. Dial that clarity in. And if you do, then the manifested result is work. I'm sorry to report. Look, if we let the Andromeda's breadbasket drop, I hate to give this as a prognostication card. I don't want to do it. But the truth of the matter is, with 5 swords there in the middle, there's an invocation essentially attached to that as it pertains to you and Ron. And that is that you need to take the lead in the growth department as it pertains to the realm of the mind. And in this instance, I'm not going to walk everybody through like the whole artwork angle on this card where it's like, oh yeah, there's an aftermath of a disappointment. So, we're going to have to either live there forever or grow past it. I'm just going to suggest that the Hierophantic 5s are always telling you one thing, Deb, and that is to grow and to strengthen. And in the case of the 5s, what's that number 5 strengthening to? Is strengthening towards the number 6, the self-love 6s. And the self-love 6s, Deb, are where you want to be. Now, all of that said, and not knowing a bleeping thing about you and Ron, except for that you both have names, yours is Deb and his is Ron. If I get this card and I'm you, I'm understanding that there's not going to be an easy pathway ahead as it comes to Ron. Now, is this an absolute, cancellation of Ron that I'm holding in my hand? No, it's not. But what it is not even a warning, just a heads up saying, yo, if you, Deb, want Ron, you may have to lead the way towards that, using, sweet Deb, your Sword of Truth as the guide. One thing with all these swords that I can say, and you can notice that 5 + 1 equals that self-love 6, is they're not there to get fooled, ever. They're not there to get confused even. They are always seeking for the absolute dead center of the situation and tacking towards that. Okay, Deb? I hope that's helpful, and you'll let us know what happens as it pertains to Ron. I love your energy, Deb85. Let's see here. Ruby Kane! Ruby Kane, hi from France. How are you doing, Ruby Kane? It's been a minute and I missed ya. Hi, Lizzie Lou. Oh, go, Lizzie Lou. Lizzie Lou, get over here. First of all, Lizzie Lou, welcome to Terror Morning Wisdom. My name is Open Phones. I'm throwing cards at your questions for free. If you've got it in you to share this broadcast with your friends, I've been told that is incredibly positive for the overarching goal of the Terror Morning Wisdom budding empire. Yeah, there's an empire and it's budding. Now, Lizzie Lou, you have a question that I can feel inside of my heart, actually. And it's the question of somebody who's like probably pretty sure of what's going on, but needs a little push one way or the other. Lizzie Lou asks, am I wasting my time with Craig? Should I just give up on him? Craig. Bleeping Craig. The fact that you have to even come here to a virtual stranger on the internet and ask that question, waste your precious time, Lizzie Lou, worrying about the Craig situation? No. Let's find out what the deck has to say as it pertains to Craig and whether or not you're wasting your time. Let's find out. Maybe the deck's going to say, no, Lizzie Lou, no, Craig's the one. Maybe Craig's the one. I don't know. I hope so. I want happy endings with all these relationships, for pity's sake. I hate to be the one that's always calling dudes out, raining on parades. That's not my favorite thing in the world to do, even though I do get a sort of perverse glee out of it, if I'm being perfectly honest. Lizzie Lou asks, am I wasting my time with Craig, or should I just give up on him? No. You're not wasting your time with Craig. You should not just give up on him, according to the Five of Pentacles. And here we have another 5. So you're going to hear me talk once again about growth towards self-love 6s. But here, you can see it right in the artwork. Should you just give up on Craig? The cards say, well, I don't know. Maybe you shouldn't, maybe you shouldn't. But as it pertains to Craig, you need to take the actual lead in the material world, all right? This is not the world of the mind. It's not the world of emotion. It's not the world of passion. It's the world of the real. And the cards are invoking you towards leading that bleeper forward out of this. And also the cards are suggesting that the road might be a little bit longer than you want. But if you really, really value Craig, if you really, really think Craig's the one, and if you, most importantly, every time you hang out with Craig, you understand that you are as treasured and valued by Craig as you should be, well, maybe there's a reason to put it into work. But understand that there's going to be some work. All right? Is Craig worth the work? Asks this card. Is Craig worth the work? Because there's going to be work, one way or another. The road will be long, but the road will not be unsuccessful. But you have to make that call and have to decide which direction you want to grow in. And you say, Lizzie Lou says, you know what? I think he is. Okay, then. I love that. I love that to the bottom of my soul. Lizzie, that's you reaching into your most powerful self and making the call for yourself, saying, you know what? Yes, I think he is worth the work. I understand what this card is telling me. Good. Warrior Queen, get over here. Now, me and Warrior Queen go way back because oh my God, stop everything. Lizzie Lou says, I'm 57 and I've never felt love like this ever. A round of applause for Lizzie Lou, who has never felt love like this ever. Come on now. Bravo. That is my favorite report of the day. Warrior Queen. Everybody needs to go follow Warrior Queen right now, but only if you love hilarious content regularly posted on the world's most wholesome and family-friendly app, TikTok. Warrior Queen is constantly entertaining me with their, frankly, bizarre content. I'm not going to sugarcoat it, Warrior Queen. What you're doing up there is incredibly edgy. It has sort of an Andy Kaufman vibe to it for me, which is part of the reason why I love it. Anyway, you're asking for a positive card of the day. You want your card of the day, and I'm about to give it to you, sweet Warrior Queen. Here it comes. Warrior Queen wants their card for May 8th, I believe, 2026, and they're about to get it. Your card for the day, sweet Warrior Queen, is freedom. Freedom and permission. Freedom and permission in the form of the beautiful Fool. Go. give you, and I don't even know if I have to tell you that, because it seems like you live your life generally by the principles of this positively oriented fool. The positively oriented fool is all about permission and freedom and celebration of that freedom. And of course, the less positively oriented fool is the one that's absolutely terrified of heights. But that's not you, warrior queen. Far from it. Go have fun. The fool saith it so. Alrighty here. Brenda Cawthon's here. Hi, Brenda. Oh my God, warrior. I think just as a point of passing, yesterday I got to have a beautiful, full-length, private one-on-one tarot reading with Kate Brownshoe in the chat. It was one of the most interesting readings I've gotten to give yet. It was so much fun to meet and hang out with you, Kate. Thank you 1,000,000 times. Thank you for taking the risk. It's a risk. Look, you log on to this app, you find yourself staring at this weird dude mincing around to old-timey music, screaming at people about how they shouldn't tolerate dudes, and you say to yourself, you know what? That's the guy for me. That's the guy that I want to crack all of my personal issues open with and explore card by card across a 13-card Solomon spread, for instance, and then a 4-card Andromeda's breadbasket, or whatever else you can possibly think of or want. That's the fun of a private one-on-one read. Do those private one-on-one reads happen up here on TikTok? No, they don't. Private is private. We do a Zoom. Look, we do a Zoom. We sit down together. We stare into each other's eyes like human beings for once. I tell you my real name. That's right, I'm like Rumpelstiltskin. Oh my God, Kate, thank you for saying that. It was the best 13 cards you ever had. Thank you, Kate. I tell you my real name, we get comfortable, and then we let it rip. And we go anywhere you want to go, and we explore everything you want to explore. If that interests you in any way, shape, or form, friends, please reach out. Just hit me up in the DMs. Or if you don't want to do that, you can go straight to my links place, which is in the most obvious place you can possibly think of. Click on that link and you'll be taken directly to another link, which will allow you to book your own session. Go for it, queens and kings. I want to talk to you about you. Okay? Warrior Queen says it was their very first reading and they loved it. And I think, Kate, you said that too. Oh, thank you, Kate. Yes, Familiar Pearson, you can get a reading. Bren, get over here, Bren. We haven't talked in 1,000 years. Hey, Sativa Diva, what are you doing? Sativa Diva's here. Sativa Diva, how are you? Let's see, Bren. Let's see what the advice is for you on this Friday, May 8th, as it pertains to your weekend. Ooh, it's 17/17 here in beautiful Nice-la-Belle, Nice, France. Oh my goodness gracious. Angel numbers, left and right. Right, Bren? All right. Do the cards have any advice for me on this weekend? Asked Bren. I say, yeah, I'm about to throw them, so yes, they do. Get ready for it. Bren, your advice as it pertains to this weekend. What up, Leo? Your advice as it pertains to this weekend, according to my deck, is as follows. Oh my God, this card will not drop away from this broadcast right now. Bren, do not become alarmed when you see the impaled heart of the Three of Swords. It's truly and utterly a card of Empress energy. Remember that Empress? That Empress in the Major Arcana at number 3 is there to talk about the creation of energy. Energy across all 4 spheres. That's the young mother of the deck. That's the unceasing energy of the Empress that's at the bottom of this card. And ultimately, while Pamela has framed it up in a way that can be visually shocking at first, Mrs. Alex Danger's here. Mwah, how you doing? I think when it comes to this weekend, you're being invited towards the idea of creating something brand new in the realm of the mind. And yes, sometimes the new creation of an intellectual or willful self, an empowered version of yourself in the realm of the mind, does come at a certain cost of effort that can be translatable as heartbreak in certain concerns. But by all means, I am not telling you that's anything coming at you at all. All I'm saying is you reach into this card and remember that it is the seed that is opening up underneath the earth to extend its roots downward and create something brand bleeping new. Go do it. Mrs. Alex Danger is here. Leo is here. Leo, will you find love again? Yes, but you gotta do one thing. You gotta leave the house. I'm always saying that. I say that to everybody, Leo. Everybody here will find love again, yes, if you leave the house. That's the only rule. That's the only rule. But Leo, I'm going to drop a card on you right now because you've gone to the trouble of putting the word open next to your name, and you do that by pressing that fan club button. And every time I see that, I am filled with gratitude. You don't know what it means to me to have people actually pull the trigger on that and make that effort to join that fan club. It tells me that you care, and if you care, I care. So I am reaching into your question right now and saying, not will Leo find love again, because what am I going to do, Russian roulette style, tell you no? No, Leo, sorry, no more love for you. The cards have spoken. Have fun living alone for the rest of your life, Leo. The cards have spoken. No! That's not what we do up here. It's not what we do up here on Tarot Morning Wisdom. No. How can I best create inside of myself a sense of self-love and balance that's going to lead me to the prospect of new love in the future? Okay? Life is long, Leo. In case you haven't noticed, life is real long. You need to be coming correct in terms of all that stuff and saying, well, as long as I value myself, I know that I am a magnetic human who will find another magnetic human that is worthy of my bleeping attention for once. All right, let's find out, Leo. How will Leo find love again? Cards have this advice for Leo. Well, step 1, Leo, health. Health, health, health. The Queen of Pentacles is here. The Queen of being grounded in health. The Queen of being grounded inside of a nature context. Oh, the deepest connection to nature is available inside of this Queen of Pentacles. Like the nurturing aspect of the Queen of Pentacles is here. Basically, I think of this card as the warmest of hugs from this Queen. And as a piece of advice around how to find love again, Queen, it says, enthrone yourself in this power and make sure that job 1 for you is nurturing yourself in the realm of the real. All right? Does that hit for you, Leo? Am I misfiring? Am I talking total smack? I don't know. If I'm getting this card and I'm you and I'm saying, I need to go find love again, what do I do? This card says, take care of yourself for pity's sake. Take not just good care, but great care of yourself. And that way, you'll be increasing the chances exponentially to find the love that you so desire. Okay, Queen? Have fun doing it, too. Don't forget about that. Hi, Becky. How are you? Becky's here. Mrs. Alex Danger's here. Alex. Mrs. Alex Danger? Oh, my God. I am so glad to hear that your life is blooming, especially in the wake of that Tower card. That's beautiful. I'm so excited to hear that. Who here has a question for these cards? Anne-Marie Miller, are you still here? Oh, Anne-Marie Miller, are you still here? If you are still here, I would love nothing more. I'm catching up on the chat. Okay, Cynthia S. is here. I love that. SSS is here. We got Mona. Hi, Mona. Oh, no, Kate, get over here. Kate, I know you're here. Here comes your card, Kate. Oh, you got some psych meds? That's fucking... Oh! Pardon me for swearing. I try not to do that, but you caught me by surprise there. That's bleeping amazing. Congratulations on your psych meds. Okay, Kate Brown-Shoe, it's time for your card of the day on this Friday, May 8th, 2026. Kate Brown-Shoe and I went 17 or 18 cards deep yesterday in a private one-on-one session, and I'm about to drop a beautiful fresh card on your weekend. A fresh card on Kate's weekend, and that card looks a little something like this. Uh-oh. Kate, get ready for a visit from Old Scratch. It's the Devil card coming at you. Don't be alarmed. Don't be alarmed. Thank you, Sabrina. Every time I see that, I get happy. Mrs. Alex Danger, I'm going to talk about that more if you do. Now, we're old friends. Kate, I know that, like me, you've spent plenty of time with this Devil card in each and every one of its various aspects. So I don't have to tell you that when you receive it from me, you are going to hear about what it means to set yourself free from that godless, divinity-free energy that so often is passed off as the necessary and essential parts of life. The parts that are like, well, I guess you've got to just suck it up. That's the way the world is. No, that's the devil card talking to you. Or, oh, you know what? In order to live my life, I absolutely require this thing that is actually a product that I have to purchase every single day. Do you? Ask the devil card. One way or another, the invocation here is always, if you're hearing it from me, from your friend Open Phones, the invocation is to just explore the concept that these chains are very loosely draped around these human figures' necks. And that ultimately, it's kind of on us to remember that we can, whenever we like, remove them and walk away. Just walk away. I hope that hits. I hope that hits. Have a great weekend, Kate, one way or another. Hold on a second. Mrs. Alex Danger. Good morning, Sky Coggins. Everybody go file. Everybody go follow Sky Coggins. If you like hilarious content about the ins and outs of the parenting realm, as I do, then you'll have a wonderful time enjoying Sky Coggins' hilarious feed. Sky Coggins and Warrior Princess occupy the same sort of status in my mind as people that I'm always excited to find on TikTok. Oh, it's another post. I always enjoy them. So please, if you like that kind of stuff, get in there. Let's see, now, to catch me up on Mrs. Alex Danger in the chat, Mrs. Alex Danger was reporting that they've been 100% themselves. They've gotten some psych med, which, like, everybody do a quick round of applause. Here's to getting a psych med that one needs to maintain equilibrium and making sure that you are taking care of yourself at all costs and in the finest of possible ways. Yay to that. You're feeling beautiful. You're feeling strong. And you're reporting that whatever it is, whether it's schizophrenia or anything, it is what it is, right? Let's see here. And I'm catching you up. Yes, you're not going to jail, importantly. Here's to not going to... Everybody give us a round of applause for not going to jail. Have we all made it through another week in this bleeping world without going to jail? I think we all deserve a round of applause for that. I'm going to do one of those rounds of applauses. Here's to not going to jail. Amen. / hallelujah. Samantha's there. Oh, Samantha, how are you doing, Queen? Oh, Sabrina has been there and done that. Who amongst us hasn't been to jail, right? Well, that's one of the things that makes the Tarot Morning Wisdom audience special, is that we're all convicts of some sort or another, metaphorical convicts, at any rate. Anyway, Alex Danger, you're saying life is great, and I am glad. Sav_17 has or has not been to jail. I think you've not been to jail. I'm glad that hit, Alex. Mrs. Alex Danger. Yes, Sky Coggins, the answer is yes, you can have a general life reading card. It's coming at you right now, Sky. Get ready. Buckle your safety belts, Sky. We're about to do a general life reading for you. And I'm going to say this again because I feel like it's been too long since I've done it. My name is Open Phone. This is Tarot Morning Wisdom. I'm here Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Here on the world's most stability-inducing and relaxation-oriented app, TikTok. And I am here to drop cards on your questions for free. And Sky's got a basic one. Could I just get a general life reading right now? Yes. Yes. Sky Coggins, your general life reading for Friday, May 8th, 2026 is as follows. Ooh, Sky. You've got a Hierophant, one of my very favorite cards. In fact, a card that has directly attached itself to my personal life in too many ways to enumerate right now. When I get a Hierophant card, what do I see? Well, I remember that the number 5s in particular are oriented toward growth. No matter what, it's like time to push upward from, well, let's just do it this way. Card number 4 in the Major Arcana, that's the Emperor card, and we love the Emperor card. The Emperor card manifests reality, that's its job. And some people can stop at that Emperor card and just stay inside of that four-cornered stability for the rest of their lives. Watching TV, eating snacks, I don't know, sports. I feel like a lot of sports people live inside of that Emperor card for the rest of their lives. Maybe that's just my prejudice. But one way or another, the Hierophant asks for more. The Hierophant asks for more. The Hierophant asks to aspire, to go higher, to essentially ascend the ladder to paradise in search of those self-love sixes. And so that's where I will start this card off for you. But then, of course, within the artwork and within the overall symbolism is gently suggested the idea of pursuit of wisdom, all right? And that often becomes translated as, like, basically, how can I find somebody to guide me there? How can I be the guide that leads there? If you're a parent, obviously, that's your account writ large. So is this invoking you towards some sort of, like, guidance in this upcoming moment in your general life? Or is this begging you to go find the guidance that will get you where you need to go? What do you say, Sky? One way or another, this here is for you to consider on this Friday as you move into your sweet weekend. Hold on a second. Floki's mom is here. Ooh, Floki's mom. I swear to God, I am so blessed to be staring into this chat and see so many people that I've gotten to have one-on-one tarot reading sessions with, private sessions, one-on-one Zooming, staring into each other's eyes as human beings and whipping cards into every single one of your questions and quandaries. Floki's mom was an early adopter who took the risk, essentially, of saying, you know what, yeah, I'm going to throw a little bit of money at this dude and see if it's worth it. I'm happy to report that it has been, and at least in my opinion, I've had the very best time. Anyway, we all know, if we've been following along, that Floki's mom has had an eventful couple of weeks, or at least week, as they have gone on an actual date and even had a positive experience at that actual date. Look, it's not easy to get that every time. We all know that dating can be a form of sort of self-imposed or societally imposed torture, especially given the crop of dudes that most people are staring at. Ugh. And I'm not making that up. You guys are the ones telling me what's up with these dudes. I don't know about dudes. I'm an old man. I'm grizzled at this point. You can see all that grizzle. But from what I hear up here, it's not easy out there. And Floki's mom's got a fish on the line. And you're asking me, what's the card say about this dude? What do we got? A good one seems like a diamond in the rough, right, Floki's mom? Good lord. Whew. I mean, look, I'm sure it goes both ways. I'm sure if there's a dude up here that can report on how many, I actually want to talk to the dude that can sit here and report about all of the women that they've dated that have, I don't know, ghosted on them or led them down one emotional path only to whip around and go the other direction. What else? Or totally lied to them, or hidden the fact of their previous woman in their life who was a baby mama to them, and like all the crap that you see. Holy smoke! I just don't see that kind of, or God forbid, bleeping physical abuse. Never forget that. Ugh, man, I don't know. Look, don't get me started. Anyway, Floki's mom, we're not here to talk about all of that bad noise. We're here to talk about your current thing, which you're actually feeling pretty excited about, and I'm glad to hear that. Let's throw a card at this guy. Let's just see what the cards have to say on a Friday. We're not going to get too heavy. No need to get too heavy. It's not like you have any problem defending your emotional self at this stage of the game. You're just wanting to make sure that you're seeing everything as clearly as you can. Floki's mom asks, can I get a little look at something as to this guy that I like right now? What's the rumpus? Well, the cards have something interesting to say here. Look, again, it's the 5. We're getting a lot of 5s on a Friday. I guess that is the number of May. This is not a negative card, but this is a card that says, yes, there is passion. Look at how much passion there is. Lots of passion. And you can see all those young lads in their passionate mode, bonking their little sticks around, going, ooh, boy, oh boy. Having the grandest of times, but it's not a passion that has focus, all right? You need to bring some focus to the situation would be one way into this beautiful card. Can you dig it? Now look, I mean, Floki's mom, I'm not telling you anything you don't know. I'm glad to report that there's passion inside of this relationship for you. That's a good thing. That's a great thing. But if I'm you and I'm excited about this person and I'm legitimately excited about this person, I'm like, okay, I actually do feel good about this person, this guy. So far, so good. And I catch this card, I'm like, okay, good. Ultimately, I'm looking at that card and I'm seeing myself reflected inside of it. I'm saying, okay, yeah, I've got a lot of passion right now. Or this situation has a lot of passion right now. Don't let it get to a point where it becomes a chaos merchant in your life. That's all. That's all. Make sure that inside of this, you're operating from a place of passionate stability so that when you reach upward and towards this relationship, that you're not participating in this kind of crazy scrum, but are actually leading the way towards something that is oriented toward love. You feel me. I know you feel me. Right? Oh my God, friends, it's Tarot Morning Wisdom. I'm your buddy Open Phones. It's Friday, May 8th, 2026. I'm broadcasting from the world's crown jewel of opulent Mediterranean beauty. That's right, Nice, France. That's right, Sabrina. Hi, Allie, how are you? Sabrina, get in here. Now, me and Sabrina BXO go all the way back because, yes, like so many of us in the chat, we've sat down now and sat face-to-face via a Zoom link and gone, and I think Sabrina and I went like 20 cards in. 20 cards in! If you'd like to do that, you know what to do. You simply hit me up and you can set it up. I've got an open calendar, all right? Open calendar in my links. You go up in there and you can book your time and I will show up for it as best as I can. Queens and kings. But Sabrina's not here to talk about that. They won a card of the day. An energetic card of the day. Sabrina, do you have a question for these cards? Floki's mom, you know I'm having the literal time of my literal life right now. It is heaven. Oh, yeah, we did. We went 13 cards deep there, Queen. Sabrina, do you have a focus for this question? Are you furiously typing your focus, or am I just pulling a general card for you? There you go. A day card for the energy on. Everybody gather around Sabrina. Sabrina's got a crush. Congratulations, Sabrina. Oh my God. So, I'll say this to the entire room. There's a comedian out there, as I shuffle, just because it's fun. There's a comedian that I greatly admire named Chris Fleming. He's all over TikTok. Go look for him. And when you do, search Chris Fleming crush, and you will see one of the funniest bits I've ever seen ever. It's truly remarkable and hilarious. And you have a current crush, so you should be the first person to go check it out, Sabrina. Here we go. Sabrina's got a crush. What's the rumpus? What's the rumpus? Cards, can we help our friend Sabrina, who we personally know, to dial in the energy of this crush? Oh, Sabrina, the cards wish you to do one thing as it regards this crush. Make it real. Oh, okay. Make it real. How can I read this Ace of Pentacles as anything other than a direct invitation to you as it regards this crush, which you brought up, than an invocation to turn it into something that's actual? That's all. Turn it into something that's actual. Okay? Does that feel interesting to you, Sabrina? Do you read that card and go, oh, I don't know, man. It's just a crush. Why should I make it into something actual? Are there layers upon layers attached to that, sweet queen? Let us know. But if I'm looking at that Ace of Pentacles and I'm you, and I'm wondering about somebody, I'm wondering about that person. I've been wondering about that person for a while now. I think I have a crush on that person. Should I move on it or should I shut the bleep up? That Ace of Pentacles is like, yo, go. It's time. Make it so. But then you got to let us know what happens. You got to let us know what happens, Sabrina. That's important too. Thea is here. Hi, Thea. Pip3466 is here. Hi, Pip4. Now, Muro Blanco is screaming pop stars into the chat, and I like that. What's up, Muro Blanco? Let's see here. Ricky King is saying something. I bet you are playing with cards with sticks on them. I don't know exactly what you're getting at, Ricky King, but I like it. Show some more... Wait, what are you saying? Ricky King says, show some more of you folks doing real life things. I like... Okay, Ricky King's just in the chat having fun. Michael Lizzie is here. Punk for Life is here. Allie is here. Samantha. Deb with a little kiss next to your name. Hi, Deb. Deb, are you still here? Sweet Deb. Will Zoe ever apologize to me? Deb's got a question about Zoe. Oh, Nikki Marie's back. Hi, Nikki Marie. How you doing, Queen? Welcome back. Everybody go Everybody go follow Nikki Marie if you care about tarot at all. If you don't care about tarot, please don't. It's not for you. But if you care about tarot, you better follow Nikki Marie, because Nikki Marie is, among other things, a professional reader in the literal heart of tarot country, Salem, parentheses, that Salem, yes, Massachusetts. Witch Trial Central. Letitia Cardenas is here. Okay, Letty, get over here. Hi, Letty, how you doing? It's wonderful to see you again. For those who don't know, this is Tarot Morning Wisdom. My name is Open Phone. And I throw cards at your questions for free, that's right. Letty is here with a question about Jessie. Sweet Jessie, right? Not so sweet Jessie, question mark? I don't know. Letty says, does Jessie want to get back together with me? Well, Letty, do you want to get back together with Jessie? Jessie and Letty. Letty and Jessie. Let's see here. Letty and Jessie. Jessie and Letty. Is Jessie interested in rekindling the flames of romance? Well, that's a hot maybe coming from Letitia Cardenas. Jessie and Letty. Letty says, maybe. Maybe. Hi, Utopian Dream. We'll get to you. Letty says maybe between me and Jessie. I'd love a little advice from the cards, is what I'm getting from sweet Letty. Let's see what we can do. Letty and Jessie. What's the advice from these cards? Well, here is the advice from these cards, Letty. As it pertains to Jessie, your necessary required step, according to this card, the Two of Swords, is to come at this situation with a mind that is clear and balanced. Okay? Clear and balanced mind. What does that mean, phones? Does that mean I should come at Jessie all hot and bothered and distracted by my emotions, by my flaming wands of passion, by my physical craving for the Jessies of the world? No. It means that you need to dial all that back. Dial it all back. I'm not saying get rid of it forever, but dial it all back and clear the mind. Clear the mind. Because if you clear that beautiful mind of yours, then you'll be certain to find things as they really are and operate from the wise place as it pertains to Jessie, rather than the more fun zones of passion and heart. Yeah, I know. It's more fun to throw this card in the trash sometimes and go have fun, but that's not what the deck is asking you to do right now, Queen. So I hope that you heed. I hope that that hits. Pip3466 is here. Hello, Pip. How are you doing? My name is Open Phones. This is Tarot Morning Wisdom, where I throw cards at your questions for free. Pip asks, will Tara make the time for our relationship or not? Well, Pip, let's find out what the rumpus is between you and Tara. Huh? Pip plus Tara equals what? In this moment, in May. In the merry, merry month of May. Pip plus Tara. Tara and Pip. Oh, the Tara and Pip saga. Jeez. It goes on and it goes on. And sometimes Tara's great. Sometimes it's all sunshine and roses. And other times, Tara's a bleeping ghost, not making any time at all for the relationship, doing other stuff. Choosing to do things like even the laundry over hanging out with Pip. No. we need to know whether or not Tara is going to show up for this relationship. Cards say as follows. Well, it's interesting, Pip. There's a couple of different ways into this card for you. I mean, like, okay, is Tara going to make time in the relationship? What you're being shown here essentially is material balance as a priority. Okay, the number 2 is here, which is the most basic form of balance inside the deck. The High Priestess too. You see somebody who is capable of holding on to their balance despite the waviness and unpredictability of externalities that may come raining in from the outside world. And maybe this is Tara doing their best to hold it together in the material plane. Is there a version of this card that's beckoning you towards an idea of empathy for Tara as they are spending their time doing other things than, building on the relationship that you have? That's possible. It's certainly a reminder that sometimes people are doing the best they can just to keep on their basic 2 feet. And if there's any way towards that, Pip, where you can look at this card and say, oh, okay, see, Tara's just trying to hold on to their material position as best as they can in this moment. Maybe this is a way of looking into the situation and finding some empathy for all of that, and then moving forward into it with that empathy in your hand instead of a sense of deep resentment that you haven't been made enough time for. You know what I'm saying? I mean, look, if you value your relationship with Tara, then maybe this is a stop on the way to getting what you want, is to understand that you value their situation, you can perceive their situation and hold it in your heart as your own. You know what I mean? I'm not telling you to lease all of your goodwill and all of your mental health and all of your emotional stability to Tara. Don't do that. But I guess I would just reach toward Tara first and see if this isn't the case, if they aren't doing the best they can, and have a conversation about it, for crying out loud. Talk, please. If you take one thing away from the Tara Morning Wisdom broadcast, and I hear you, Pip, it's exhausting. It's probably exhausting for them too. And look, if it's not satisfying you, then you eventually are going to have to make a move. But right now, maybe it's time to just reach for the empathy and see if that leads you somewhere good. I hope it does. All right, Utopian Dream 1010, get over here. Everybody say hi to Utopian Dream 1010. Utopian Dream 1010 is on say it with me, a path. Oh, Utopian Dream 1010, you're walking on this path. Oh, you're walking down that path, aren't you, Utopian Dream 1010? What's that path look like, Utopian Dream 1010? I'm sure it looks like a whole bunch of things all at once. And all you find yourself asking yourself in this moment, and now a complete stranger on the internet, is this the right path? Did I make a left turn at Albuquerque? As Bugs Bunny once said, at this point, nearly 100 years ago. Jesus Christ. Am I on the right path? Talk to me. I'm walking this path. I'm walking it. Is this it? Should I be looking for an exit? Well, let's find out. Let's find out what the cards have to say about you, Utopian Dream, and the path that you find yourself on. Let's see what we got here. Well, you know what? I'm just going to let this live as a confirmation of your path and say, well, if you like 9 cups of powerful emotional stability and basically the ability to protect yourself in the realm of the heart, then yeah, you might be on the right path. It's whether or not you read this card as, or I should say, whether or not you read the character in this card as being happily satisfied with all that they've done in the realm of emotion and strengthened by those cups that surround them, or whether you find them to be isolated and lonely. What say you, Utopian Dream? What is this hermetic 9 of cups telling you? I'll say this. You've got a name that says Utopian Dream and you're asking about paths. I'm wondering if you aren't on some sort of an initiatory path that connects to that Hermit energy, which is an energy of deepest power. Hermit is one of the most powerful cards in the deck. So if you're feeling like this card is cozy, I hope this is a confirmation. Maria Bell-Monroe is here. Hello, Maria Bell-Monroe. I don't care that you change your username and account every time that you come up here because I recognize you. Maria asks, well, wait a minute. Maria Bell-Monroe, you can't hide a Donnie sighting under an initial. Is that D standing for something? What's that D stand for? Oh my God. Blessed, don't go nowhere. I want to answer your question. Thank you, Utopian Dream 1010. That's incredibly cool. Oh, Maria Bell-Monroe. Are you asking about... God bleep it. Look, for those who don't know, Maria, a.k.a. Maria Bell-Monroe, has been coming up here since the minute I started. And there's one thing that Maria Bell-Monroe's always asking about, and it's about that guy, Donnie. Ugh. I love you too, Sabrina. Jesus Christ, Donnie. Will D, I'll leave it as D. Will D confess that he's still in love with me today? Why do you want that? Why do you want that? Why do you want Donnie's? Why do you want Donnie's love? Haven't we learned enough about the Donnie experience? Haven't we learned? Chapter and verse. Will Donnie confess his love to me? Well, Donnie, you're hooked? Oh, unhook, queen. Unhook. Get thee to a nunnery. Just find a way. Go on some form of a retreat. Trust me, Utopian Dream. I don't know if Donnie's all that great. Look, no, certainly from the evidence that's been offered here on Tarot Morning Wisdom, I've been told 0 good things about Donnie so far. Maria Bell-Monroe, name one good thing about Donnie. How about that? Yeah, I know, Mona. It's true. I know. Dump the D, says Samantha. He's got great hair. Oh, man. It's the classic trap. A guy with great hair and not much else on the ball is luring all the Maria Bell-Monroes of the world towards them. What is it, the Pied Piper of Penzance? No, that's not what wait, first of all, it's not the Pied Piper of Penzance. I don't know what it is. It's not important right now. We're talking about bleeping Donnie. Also, he looks like Daryl Dixon. He's mysterious and quiet. Oh my God. That's right, Maria Bell-Monroe. I forgot how obsessed you are with The Walking Dead. Well, it's not your fault, Queen. You got addicted to something. It happens to all of us. In your case, it was The Walking Dead television show, which is it still in some form on the air? I lost track of it. I watched the first 8 seasons of that stuff. I loved it. So I know exactly what you're talking about. You like your guys. Wow, Samantha, I must say that is truly one of the most remarkable things. That I can't even actually say that out loud right now. It's going to derail my Maria Bell-Monroe read. But holy smoke, is that something that I will carry with me visually with the rest of my life? All right. Look, you want to know whether Donnie's going to confess his love. I am not going to bore you with my usual screed about how these cards aren't predictive devices. Blah, blah, blah. You know that. You bleeping know it by now, Maria Bell-Monroe. Maria Bell-Monroe and Donnie. Chapter 1,000,000. There you go. Maria Bell-Monroe. I'm going to just read it the way I want to at this point, because it doesn't matter anymore. Yes, Donnie's going to confess his love to you because he's holding 10 huge wands of fire in his hand. That means he's maximally impassioned towards you, Maria Bell-Monroe. Congratulations. You've generated a bonfire of passion inside of Sweet Donnie. Sweet Donnie, in the world's largest quotation marks. And yes, he's coming at you now. Wishing to rekindle the flame. I don't know. Maria Bell-Monroe, I actually am grateful that you let me reach into the realm of you and Donnie as regularly as I get to, because it always reminds me that sometimes it takes a long time to move through certain parts of our experiential life to get to other parts. This can't be real is here. Hello, Queen. Hello. Can I get you to say hello to me in the chat? This can't be real. I am thrilled to find you here. You know that I am. Hi from France. Hi from France. Hi from the world's most bejeweled heavenscape of Mediterranean living. Who here has a question for the cards? I am looking. Oh yes, I am ready for Blessed 124. Blessed 124. I am 100% ready for you. No, thank you for your patience, sweet queen. I'm gonna see if I can't find your question. There it is. Oh, you're just weighing in with advice, Blessed. I'm grateful for that. Will I get back what I lost? Ha. Oh, hi, Jordan. Blessed 124, aka Jordan. Sure you are, Maria Bell Monroe. Is asking a simple question, and yes, Cass, I'll get to you, Cass, I promise. Is asking a simple question, and that simple question is, will I get back what I lost? Will I get back what I lost? Asked Blessed, aka Jordan. I hope so, Queen. I really do. I don't like the sadness that I'm feeling emanating from that. I'm worried. What do the cards have to say about tuning your energy to get back that which you have lost? How about that? Cards say, oh, you know what? Jordan, I'm offering this to you to find out if this answers your question directly. Will I get back what I have lost? A King of Cups falls. A King of Love. Now, is that an affirmation? Because I don't know the first thing about what you lost. It could have been your keys. It could have been some kind of an aminal. But the King of Cups is here to communicate with you about what it means to be enthroned in your own heart's power, sweet Blessed 124. But it's also an archetypal symbol, sweet Blessed 124, aka Jordan. And so if this card is reaching towards you with an answer to your question, like, oh, the King of Cups just dropped on my question, will I get back what I lost? That's a big fat yes. I hope that's the case. A bit greater than my keys, friend. Well, Queen, I feel you. I feel you, Jordan. Does this King of Cups reach towards your situation? Is this answering your question without me having to, carve a lot of, runes and gewgaws all over it to make it make sense? You need to get your power back then. Okay, so this is a card aimed at you. And I'm going to point this out, Blessed. Whenever you see the gray background inside of the Pamela Coleman Smith deck, it's recommended that you open your phones to divinity and reach for spirit for an answer, because sometimes that intuitive connection is what's going to lead you just to that enthronement. I mean, but one way or another, you need to be empowered in the realm of the heart right now, according to that card. And I hope that you find it. Friends, it's Tara Morning. Wisdom, Abby. What's your question, sweet Abby? Hi, Karen. Hi, Rad Ideals. Hi, Mona. Cass, I know I got to get to you. Hold on a second. I'm going to see if... Oh, Mona, I'm going to get to your question. Oh, come over here, Abby. Get over here, Abby. Abby, hi. My name is Open Phones. This is Tara Morning Wisdom. I'm up here every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, throwing cards at your questions for free. And I'm here to answer your question, Abby. And I like your question because you're looking at the realm of creative employment, essentially, and asking, is my acting career going to work out? And I'm going to say, I'll get to you, Cass, I promise. Hey, Pistachio, how you doing? Will my acting career work out? Asks Abby. Come here, Abby. Everybody join hands in a circle around sweet Abby. All right, start the chant. Good. Now I want you to do it row your boat style, where everybody on the left does it and then everybody on the right echoes it. And I think we create a kind of nice infinity effect that way. Abby's asking, will my acting career work out? And Open Phones is saying, how can I best calibrate myself for success in the realm of an acting career, which I so desperately want to have work out? Why would I ever, sweet Abby? Load the proverbial gun with one bullet, spin it, and then potentially end your dream on a one-card drop thrown on the bleeping internet. On TikTok, no less. Come on, Queen. How can I best orient myself for success as it pertains to my acting career, which I actually care a lot about? Cards say, yeah, you're torturing yourself, Queen. Look, if you want to step into power in the realm of the mind, you've got to move past this energy of like worrying and worrying and worrying. You're worrying too much. All right? The empowered version of this card doesn't require waking up in the middle of the night, staring at the ceiling and going, whoa, is it worth it? All right? Like, I want you to take it as an affirmation, first and foremost. Yes, take Florian! Mwah! 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 My bud Florian Stadler's here. Hi! 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 I look forward to speaking to you soon, son. All right. Let's see here. Will my acting career work out? Well, yeah, whether it will or will not, one thing is certain as it pertains to my cards. They want you to chill in the realm of the mind. They want you to basically take each and every one of those swords off of that wall, except for the one sword of truth that got you into this career in the first place. Your authentic self led you somewhere good, led you somewhere that you will be creative, do you see? But it's going to be a huge pain in the butt to try to succeed in this acting career if every night you're sitting there torturing yourself with this energy. These are human thoughts gone amok, all right? Everything in this deck wants you to consolidate each and every one of these swords into the one single sword of passionate truth that lives inside of your stomach and tells you what you're doing and why you're doing it. Is my acting career going to work out? The cards do not have that ability. They do not have that ability to look in some dumb crystal ball and say, sure, Abby. No! But what they can do is give you very good advice on how to increase your chances of success. All right, does that hit, sweet queen? I hope that it does. Abby, I wish you all the luck in the world. Anybody that has the guts to go out into that world and be creative and expect the world to give them a living is doing God's work. I am on your team. I'm on your team. Now, I feel like I've missed a bunch of questions from people that need to have their questions answered, so I'm going to go back through here. We've got... We've done Blessed. Cass, you're the one that's been super patient. Let me find Cass's question. Will I? No, Cass has got a good... Everybody gather around Cass. Also, I'll say this as we enter into hour 3 of this broadcast. If you have it within you to share this broadcast with your friends, I've been told by the app that the app considers it algorithmically positive. I still sense in the app a little bit of resentment for me spending 2 weeks in the wind and only broadcasting once per week on those weeks. The app really rewards consistency and really frowns upon inconsistency. And I know. I did the best I could, TikTok Daddy. Daddy TikTok. I did the best I could. Please, Daddy TikTok. Please share this broadcast with other people that would care about it. Please. I beg you, Daddy TikTok. I'll stay on the Monday, Wednesday, Friday schedule forever. Anyway, all of that embarrassingly said, I'm going to pivot over to you, Cass. Hi, Cass. My name is Open Phones. This is Tarot Morning Wisdom. And Cass has a simple question that we can all identify with. Am I going to marry my soulmate? Cass, are you engaged to be married to your soulmate? Are you seeing your current soulmate? Have you met your soulmate yet, sweet Cass? Let's find out what the cards have to say about you as it regards. Hey, Magbard23, what's up? As it regards, soulmates. All right, Cass, yes, here it comes. Okay, you are with your soulmate according to you, Cass. You are now, first of all, congratulations, you've located a soulmate. Bravo. Now you want to know, am I gonna marry him? M-E-M, apostrophe M. Well, let's just find out. Let's just find out what the cards have to say about you, Cass. And soulmates. Cards say, Cass, it's Friday, May 8th, 2026. What am I going to do? Am I going to say to you anything other than good news? Good news, Cass. Is this queen of fiery passion, this queen of wands, here to tell you anything at all about yourself except good news in the realms of passion? Is this queen enthroned in the realms of the creative, the procreative, and the soulful to do anything other than spend time with their bleeping soulmate? Cass, does this hit for you? Are you feeling comfort from this card, sweet Cass? I want you to walk away from this feeling nothing but encouragement. All right. Okay. How does that hit? Anyway, we've got so many more reasons. Yes, Cass says. Praise be, Cass. Praise be. I'm going to pour myself another delicious bubbly water. French bubbly water, guys. Come on. Don't say I'm not sophisticated. All right, here we go. Who's got a question for these bleeping cards? It's Friday, May 8th. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do a collective poll right now. We haven't done that since the very beginning of the bleeping podcast. Come on. I'm shuffling now, and I'm saying to the world of this broadcast, I'm saying, what can you please give every single one of the people here a piece of advice right now that will help them navigate their beautiful May experience, and especially this coming weekend. All right? Let's find out. A 1, a 2, a 1, 2, 3. Oh, you know what? We've seen so many bleeping nines this broadcast. We've seen 9 after 9 after 9 after 9. The Hermit is here to confirm all of those messages and say, yo, everybody, it's time to strengthen it up. It's time to shore it up and make sure that we're coming to the table fully empowered. All right, we're fully empowered inside of that Hermetic 9. Yes, that means that we're empowered to stand alone. That means that we're not required to be attached to anything at all ever to achieve that equilibrium within ourselves, or to feel in our hearts and our souls and our minds and our bodies. Look at how steadfast that power, look at how steadfast that Hermit is. Look at how standing inside of strength, in fact, standing on top of that strength card that opened up our session earlier today. And notable to say that the first community card was strength at number 8, and the second one is the Hermit at number 9. Okay, deck, I hear it. We're supposed to be going inward and upward in each and every way, across all 4 of the elements, as it pertains to today, tonight, the weekend, and the oncoming month, frankly, if you ask me. Everybody needs to remind themselves that they need to be in their most, basically in their active format of strength. Standing on top of those 8s and reaching for that single lantern, in this case, of truth. Okay? Have you got that? And the Empress is there on the bottom to shine and say, because it's that joyful when you do. All right. What time is it anyway? It is 8 minutes into the 3rd hour of Tarot Morning Wisdom. That's right. And I know that Mona has a question that needs to be answered. Mona, will you please repost your question so I don't have to fish around in the chat for 7 million years to find it? Who here has a question for the cards, friends? There's still plenty of time to go. And if you've got it, there we go, Mona. Thank you. Sweet Mona, who has been with us for so long. Mona, you've been coming around for this broadcast now for quite a long time. I'm so grateful for you, Mona. Thank you. Thank you, Mona. Now, everybody gather around Mona. And here we go. Can I ask if Asar, I'm assuming I'm getting that right. Can I ask if Asar has romantic feelings for me? Yes, you may. Let's find out, Mona, what the cards have to say as it regards you and Asar. You're smelling something in the breeze, aren't you, Mona? You're sensing something on the horizon. Now, my question to you, Mona, is do you wish for Asar to have romantic feelings for you? Or are you in search of a warning? Are you looking for a warning? It's possible. Hi, Haley Hudson. How you doing? Do 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 do. Both. Oh God. Oh boy. I know that feeling, Mona. Oh boy, is Azar into me? I kind of like it, and I kind of am worried. Fair enough. Fair enough. Let's let the card speak. Pistachio, I'm doing you next. Mona and Azar. Mona and Azar. Mona and Azar. Well, look what you found here, Mona. You found the deck's divine iteration of perfect balance within the concept of health. 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 Is you and Azar going to a place of deepest health, or are you being invoked instead to the alchemical interpretation of this card, which transmits something around the idea of turning garbage into gold? One way or another, I can't help but read this as anything other than a positive feedback on this whole Azar situation. You wouldn't see this card show up if there wasn't something cooking that was good, unless... Okay, well, I say that. Unless the deck is screaming at you, yo, be careful. This could be bad for your health. Talk to me. I'm the angel of temperance. Temperance. You know, like the idea of exercising very good judgment is available inside of this card too. But if I'm doing this, if I'm dropping this card as a straight up energy read, I'm seeing a suggestion of health inside of it, and I'm hoping that hits, or at least offers you something that can help you move forward within it with a sense of confidence. One way or another, never forget this card as you move forward with you and Azar. And the second that you smell something going in the other direction from this card, I implore you to move away from it, okay? But I don't have to tell you that, Mona. You've heard me rant about dudes now for months on end, and you know exactly how I feel about whether or not you should run away from ones that are not showing up in every single one of the ways that make you feel you are most loved, you're most empowered, you're most valuable. If you're not doing that, if they're not doing that, there's an exit door that I'd like for each and every one of us to show them. All right? Let's see here. We got Tracy here. Hi, Tracy. How are you? We got Ana Paul Duarte. We got Cheryl. Ew, Cheryl, get over here. Oh no, I gotta do Pistachio first. But Cheryl, don't go nowhere. Pistachio, may I ask if I'll be getting a raise at work soon? I don't know. Let's find out, Pistachio. And you know what I'm about to say. Let's ask, and let's also add the word how to it. Just you know, in case this card drops as advice and not as an answer. But I'll just ask your question straight up. What up, Edwin Dane? How you doing, Edwin Dane? Pistachio asks, may I please see if I'm going to get a raise at work soon? Cards say, oh, strength. Look, Pistachio, am I going to sit here and tell you that this is a definite yes to your question? Not really. Not really. I don't know. Hi, it's Bibiana. How are you? I'm not going to say that this is a hard yes to your question, but I'm also going to say it's not in any regard negative. Okay? If this is the deck reaching out to you and giving you a piece of advice, that's your card for Spain, Sabrina? Hell yeah. Well, look, if this is a piece of advice, it is to make sure that you're operating with the deepest balance across all four of your elements, that balance results in nothing short of strength. The lion taming energy, the animal instinct tamed, and controlled, so that with that stability in mind, you can aspire upward towards that hermetic power that we were just talking about. All right, Pistachio? But ultimately, if I'm you, and I'm worried about what work is going to be doing, and I catch this card, and I'm thinking about it, I'm like, what's going on with work? This is either the deck saying, persevere, because there's something worthwhile at the other end of it, or it's saying, fret not. The lion taming element, or the lion taming goddess of the strength card is here to tell you everything's going to be a-okay. All right? You let us know which one of those it is. Hi, Lynx. Hi, Tracy. All right, Tracy, let me do another job very similar to this one to you and say, will I get this job this month? Tracy asks. Let me just slow it down a little bit. Hi, my name is Open Phones. This is Tarot Morning Wisdom, where I throw cards at your questions for free. And Tracy has a question that she'd like answered, and it is, will I get the job this month? I sense urgency, Tracy. I sense urgency. I Lynx 777. I am ever appreciative that people want to make that comparison. I don't really see it myself, but I accept. Let's see here. Will I get the job this month? Asks Tracy. Cards say. I don't know if this is a yes or a no, but what you're seeing inside of this card, in the realm of the real, which is definitely a realm that covers the idea of employment, of making money, what this card is telling me, Tracy, is that there might be a requirement for you to step into a more control-oriented position as it pertains to the material world. What you're seeing here is essentially Pamela Coleman Smith's iteration of uncertainty in the realm of material. You know what I'm saying? So the one way to solve this card is to make sure that you're stepping into the driver's seat of your destiny as it pertains to your job. You're asking if a job that you want is going to come through. Oh, Gigi's here. Hi, Gigi. How are you? Hi, Rania. How you doing? And I can't help but wonder if this deck isn't asking you to make sure that you're not sitting around waiting and that you're not sitting around passively just biding your time. What up, Jim Phillips? But are ever and always making sure that you are in active charioteer mode, that you always feel like you're driving your fate. And like, as you wait for this job to give you an up or down vote, maybe this is the card saying, hey man, don't just like let off the accelerator there. You got to push, push, push. Whether or not you get it, you need to always feel like you're moving forward. It's too important not to. I hope that hits. I am great, Rania. I'm reporting to you live from the crown jewel of the south of France, Nice-la-Belle. Happy can be, sipping on delicious bubbly water. That's right. No coffee in this moment. I don't need coffee right now. No, I don't. Let's see here. Who's got questions for these cards? Okay, Tracy, I hope that hit for you. Rania's here. Oh, it's Bibiana. Yes, you can get a card. It's Bibiana. Is there a question that you'd like to have answered? Oh, okay. And by the way, if you see Gigi in the chat, please go follow Gigi because they too are excellent tarot throwers, card throwers. They are an excellent card thrower here on TikTok, and you should follow them, but only if you like high quality content. If you don't, then please don't bother. Rania asks, will I get back with my ex? Rania, what are we talking about there, Rania? Will you get back with your ex? I'm asking you, Rania. I'm asking you. Oh, Mona, you said it, Mona. Rania, I'm asking you, are you going to get back with your ex? I'm going to throw a card on it, Rania. But why are you looking for predictions here when you should be looking for advice? Oh, it's Bibiana. I'll get to that. Thank you. Rania, are you going to get back together with your ex? Let's just find out what the cards have to say. You don't have to fill me in. You can just let the question sit. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. You know what, Rania? This is a card not about getting back together with your ex. This is a card about experiencing what it is to be free, okay? I'm talking about freedom. I'm talking about the exhilarating / terrifying freedom encompassing the Fool card of the Major Arcana. Rania, don't worry about that bleeping ex. Set yourself free from all of that. Give yourself permission to experience the world without limitations, please. Because whatever it is with this ex, this Fool card's not even looking at an ex right now. This Fool card is living the life. And living a life that is based upon one word, and that word is permission. All right? Take it from me. It's a major game changer to reach into that word and really let it take root. there's tremendous freedom inside of that, but also freedom has a certain cost to it, which is that it can be incredibly scary to be walking that tightrope and not know exactly what's coming. One way or another, this card is saying something about that open horizon, and I want you to take it to heart and be excited about it and not bummed, all right? Let's see here. Gigi. Hi, Meg. How are you? Meg Moon. Okay, first it's Bibiana. Life is not so good for me right now. Something maybe I should know from the cards? Oh, it's Bibiana. I'm sorry you're going through it. Everybody gather around Bibiana. Everybody gather around Bibiana. Hi, it's Bibiana. I'm sorry you're feeling the burn right now. That sucks. That sucks. Let's find out what the cards can do by way of advice. It's Bibiana. Do you want to tell us something about what's wrong? What's wrong? Oh, Meg, thank you. You're very sweet, Meg. Oh, not Julian's mom. I will get to you presently. Nice, not so good for me, Bibiana says. Is there maybe something I should know about the cards for the cards? From the cards, I mean to say. Yeah. Let's find out what the cards have to say. It's Bibiana. It's everything, Bibiana says. Oh, Queen, I'm sorry that you feel that way right now. Well, here's what the cards have to say by way of advice. Okay, yeah. We've seen the Ten of Wands fall a bunch, and we've talked about the Nine all broadcast long. Seriously. You're in my life, it's not working out. Everything in your life's not working out right now. Okay. Well, then this is a piece of advice for you, sweet Bibiana. In order to be empowered in the realm of passion in particular. You hear that? Come on. In order to be empowered in the realm of passion, it might be required of you to tap down on the fire level a little bit. Bring the fire level down. Try to chill the passion out a tiny bit, just one notch, so that you aren't overexerting yourself. And, okay, that's one way in. I don't know what the deal is with your life, what's making you crazy, something. But either this is a card that's begging you to chill a little bit, or it's a card that's suggesting defend yourself actively in the realm of passion. If this is a Hermetic Nine that's saying it's time for strength and it's time for you to exert yourself in power, then that's your advice. Do it. And do it in a way that makes sure that your sanctity is first and foremost, in the realm of fire particularly, all right? The Nines are not here, Bibiana, to tell you about the easy part of the journey. The Nines are here to tell you directly about what it takes to do the hard parts of the journey. Are the hard parts of the journey worth it, Bibiana, or not? Yes, they are. You don't get anywhere without pushing into those Nines and past them into the beautiful Tens. But somewhere in this card is something that it connects to your specific journey, and I want you to hopefully find something useful to do with that information. Now, not Julian's mom is here and requested a card of insight to support this Friday, this very Friday that we are on, May 8th, 2026, and I am about to drop that very card upon you, sweet not Julian's mom. Are you ready as I pull you in, having done countless reads for you in person in various public parks across the city of Los Angeles? Are we ready for your Friday tarot morning? What do I think we are? Here it comes, Queen. Not Julian's mom asks for a card of support as it regards this Friday, May 8th, 2026. The cards say passion, passion, passion. Maximum passion, maximum spirit, maximum fire, maximum creativity. This is the card that creates the universe itself in the arcane interpretation available inside of this deck. It's that Ace of Wands that is the inseminating it's the inseminating impulse that creates the entire bleeping world. How can you grab onto this ace of creative fire, this ace of passion and soul, the Ace of Wands that gave Otis Redding's voice, and put it to use for yourself on this Friday, May 8th, 2026. Please let me know how it goes. Oh, dude, I am thrilled for my friend. Hi, Karenita. How you doing, Queen? Hi, Tiff Forbes. Meg is here. V is here. I'm making sure I'm not missing anybody that I promised to do the read. I'm not trying to leave no one out. I'm sorry it's going so rough there, Vivian. Let us know how it's going. Gigi, are you still here, sweet Gigi? Please, Gigi, let me know. Give me a sign. Because I wanted to answer your question. You have a question, Gigi. I'm going to assume you're here. Can I please have a card? We ended couples therapy, and I'm curious what the energy is that I need to carry forward. Oh, Karenita, I couldn't be better, Queen. I could not be better. I am happy to see that you're good as well. Gigi, I'm shuffling for you, but if you don't show up there you are. Don't be sorry. I'm sorry that it took me a while to get to you, but I wanted to answer your question because it's a valid and interesting question. Gigi asks, or it says the following. Look, we just got out of couples therapy. I need to know what I can do to tune my energy going forward for success. Okay. Let's find out what the cards have to say. And I love throwing for a tarot thrower in their own right because we get 2 for the price of 1. I will give you my interpretation, and you will provide your own interpretation, and we'll see where we net out from there. But congratulations for having the courage to enter into the therapeutic space with your partner in search of successful resolution of conflict and a happier day-to-day existence. Amen. Hallelujah to that. It's not everybody that has the guts to pull the trigger on that. That's congratulations that goes to you and your partner both. And here we go. We're going to look into this situation and ask the deck what you, Gigi, can do to best calibrate yourself for success in this beautiful realm of the heart in the absolute, probably the most important relationship of your life, that of your partner. Ready, Gigi? The cards say. Oh. A Knight of Pentacles is here to suggest something about staying on your horse as it pertains to the realm of actuality. In the realm of the real, the Knight of Pentacles says something to you about staying on the journey, persisting on the knight's quest for success. I think this could be readable, Gigi, and you'll tell me what you think also. As I guess if I'm putting myself in your shoes and I'm looking into this and saying, well, what am I supposed to take away from you, Knight? The Knight is saying something around the idea of, don't just stop right now, all right? You got to keep going. You got to keep going until you get what you want. That's what a Knight of Pentacles is there to do. They're out there to go get what they want, or get what more. I guess in the context of the deck, I would calibrate that more as go get what the king and the queen want, or better put, what serves the king and the queen. That's you, Gigi. So I hope that hits for you, and that the one thing I can say about this Knight of Pentacles is that they are not there to chill. They're there to actually go pursue that which they need and want, and which serves the overall kingdom, which is, of course, the family. In this instance, anywho. Oh, Woni is here. Hi, Woni. How you doing? That's an interesting question, Woni. Let's get into it right now. Will Gabriel like my messages? Well, what was in the messages, Woni? Woni, what was in the messages? 5 of you in the kingdom. Well, that makes it extra important that there is stability top down. You know what I'm saying, Gigi? Top down stability. We need it, we want it, we love it. Holy smoke. Wait, will Gabriel like my messages? You asked him to marry you and you sent pictures. Oh my God. Okay, so Woni has asked Gabriel to marry them, apparently in a social media public forum, which, I'll just say that's a decision. Congratulations on making a decision. Oh, wait a minute, maybe not in a public forum. Were you texting these messages to I don't know why I did that, and put it in a comments section of something, but you said, I don't know, maybe I just got twisted up. Private texting, says Mooney. For some reason, the app censored the word private. Don't worry about it. Anyway, no, you asked Gabriel to marry you, and then you sent pictures. I don't know. Let's just find out what the deck has to say. I have a million questions myself, Woney. Most of them are coming from my father perspective, my fatherhood perspective, where I'm as a father of a young adult now. I worry about you people sometimes. All right, here we go. Gabriel, will he like all of the pictures I sent and the marriage proposal? Woney, that's a yes. That's a yes. Oh. Well, Woney, whenever you get the Four of Wands, as a tarot reader, we all know that it is legally required that you say, "Congratulations, Woney, on your impending marriage. Please don't forget to invite us all so that we can help you celebrate the marriage on the horizon that is hereby predicted and incontrovertibly so by Pamela Coleman Smith's iteration of 4 passionately stable wands, celebrating outside of the castle." All right. That's funny. Yeah, actually, wait, he's in France too? Well, if he's in the south of France, look, maybe we can wave at each other from across Cafe Street. One way or another, good God Almighty, Woney, you just got a big fat yes. Yeah, no, excuse me, I'm an ordained minister. I joined the Universal Life Church. You may have heard of it. And I did that bleep back when there was no computer involved, where you actually mailed in, and they mailed you back a brown packet of information, including a card. And so I can say I've never actually executed executed might not be the right word. I've never actually conducted a wedding. I've never been asked. But as far as I know, hi Nash, how are you? As far as I know, I should still be legally allowed to be a ceremonial overseer, and that's how I'll refer to it the entire wedding. You'll never hear me say anything other than that I am a ceremonial overseer of a wedding. Well, Woney, gosh, that shocked me with its frankness. Hi, Nash. Let's do your question real fast, Nash. Everybody say hello to Nash. Hi, Nash. How you doing? Nash is thinking about their startup business. Oh, congratulations, Nash, on having a good idea and having the confidence, Nash, to bring it right here to the place where you're searching for funding. That means you've done a lot of work. Oh, Vanessa, I'll get to you. Yes. I've done a lot of work. Am I going to get funded for this startup business? Well, Nash, let's just find out. Hi, Kathleen. Great to see your name here. Nash wants to know what the cards can tell him about their startup business and whether it will be funded. Good news. Nash, the deck has given you the gift of the Three of Cups. The Three of Cups can be perceived directly from the Three of Cups' beautiful artwork as portrayed by beautiful Pamela Coleman Smith. What you're seeing here is the active creation of joy, a group celebrating a victory. Emotional victory, Nash. Nash, congratulations on your impending success. Don't forget us, Nash, when we all come begging for jobs from you. Which I'm not even kidding about at this point. I may need to ask you for some work down the line. Okay, Nash? I know you'll be able to take us on because you will have started your startup business and it will be a total bleeping success. Vanessa, I will say Victoria. Vanessa, get over here. Hi, V, aka Vanessa. Now, V, you and me have been throwing cards at each other. Well, you haven't been throwing any cards at me. I've been throwing cards at questions for you for quite a while now. And today you're asking, what should I know? What should I know on this Friday, May 8th, 2026? Vanessa, I'm about to drop a card on that. Let's go. Ready, steady, goey. Vanessa asked the universe, if you will, what should I know? Cards say, what you should know is that it's time to enthrone yourself in the realm of passion and fire. What you should know, Vanessa, is that you should seek to be in an active control of your creative universe right now, your spiritual universe, your procreative universe. You need to be sitting inside of the realm of fire and saying, yes, 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 I am in control. Control is at the heart of this card. Benevolent control of creative fire and force. All right, Vanessa, is that something that you can step into, that enthronement in this moment? Burn on, Vanessa, but always do so with authority, knowing that you are the one in charge. Okay? And yes, that covers the realms of passion. All right, good. I'm making sure. Hi, Abdullah, how are you? Hi, Shauna. V, I'm glad that makes you happy. And you're welcome, Nash. Don't forget us here on Tarot Morning Wisdom. Hi, Jen. Hi, Kathleen. Get over here, Kathleen. Kathleen has a question for these cards. And friends, if you can share this broadcast with your friends, I've been told that the algorithm of this, the world's most benevolent and well-meaning app, the most benevolent one available in any app store on earth, TikTok, smiles on the fact that people share the broadcast with their friends. So if you've got it in you to do that generous thing, I would certainly be grateful. Hi, Kath. Have we met before? My name is Open Phones. This is Tarot Morning Wisdom, where I throw cards at your questions for free. Kathleen says, will I be successful in the future? And I'm not going to ask the cards that. I'm going to ask them how you might be successful in the future. And boy, howdy, do I have an answer for you, Kath. The Wheel of Fortune is dropped for the first time in this whole broadcast. Boom. What's that mean, Kath? Yes, you'll be successful in the future if you liberate yourself from the two-dimensional closed circle of this wheel, the one that creates a gerbil on one of those, why did I say gerbil when I meant a hamster, on a hamster wheel? Just living through the same version of life every single day. Nothing's ever going to change. You got to break out of that. You got to scan yourself right now for ways that you are doing that and ways that you can liberate yourself. I'm not saying you got to drop everything and completely change context. Some people can, some people can't. Thank you, Mihil. But what you can do is make sure that you are making efforts to change. Making efforts to create newness inside of every single day so that you're not living life in a constant state of Groundhog's Day-like despair. Okay? To be successful in the future is to be comfortable inside of the great and varying spiral of life, the one that puts new ground under your feet every single bleeping day. Whether you like it or not. It's not always easy to be in the real spiral of this Wheel of Fortune. It requires expertise sometimes. It requires deep love of self, deep trust of self, deep strength, and even hermetic wisdom. But once achieved, it is where exhilaration lives. And success! Does that hit? Let's see here. Hi, Bipasa. How are you, Bipasa? My name is Open Phones. This is Tarot Morning Wisdom. I'm waving at you, Bipasa. And I'm reading your question, and it says, does S want to be with me? Let's find out what the cards have to say as it pertains to you and S. I am great. Bipasa, I have never been better. I am living a very happy version of my existence right now. Maybe the happiest ever, and I'm enjoying every single bleeping minute of it. All right? Come here, Bipasa. Does S want to be with me? Bipasa, while I shuffle, do you want to be with S? What's the rumpus there? You want to be with S? Here we go. You do. Okay, so Bipasa wants to be with S. Does S want to be with Bipasa? Now I've got my feeling in my stomach that I know that I've connected to this. I'm like, oh, I can dig that. I really want that person. What do the cards say? Cards say, Queen. Now, I'm not going to take this as a 100% like direct answer to your question, but 8 swords have dropped on this, saying that you need to shore yourself up in the realm of the mind, all right? 8 swords is showing us somebody who has trapped themselves needlessly in a mental situation that simply needn't keep them inside of an immiserated state. All right? Don't be this blindfolded woman standing on that watery beach, miserable, next to all those cold, painful swords, when the truth may be that you can walk directly away from all of that mental baggage and just walk in faith towards the deepest truth of a situation between you and S. Whenever I see this card, I instantly think that the deck is scolding me a little. Why are you torturing yourself? Is how I often will receive this card when I drop it on myself. Huh? You can be together. Yes, hold on. I don't know why it's okay. Look, I don't know why that card. Why did that get censored? Sorry, I'm taking 2 seconds here to clear the old deck there. Look, yes, you can be together, but like, wait a minute. Wait, are you? I'm sorry, I got twisted up there. Where are you? Yeah, but pasta. Look, yes, you can be together with them, but please take the core advice here, which is to liberate yourself from a bunch of thoughts that may not be serving you in that end right now. Don't find yourself trapped in a bunch of self-designated situational facts that may not be facts. Please make sure that you are at your strongest in the mind and not using your mind against you. Can you dig it? I hope that you can. If we get together, who would make the move? I don't know, but I would hope it's you. Mimi. Get over here, Mimi. Hi, Mimi. How are you doing? Welcome to the broadcast. Thank you for choosing to click the fan club, Mimi. I really appreciate that. Mimi, a.k.a. Am I reading this right? Mille, has taken the gargantuan leap of pressing the fan club button and getting themselves an open next to their name, which is something that I couldn't say more good things about in terms of how much I appreciate it. I deeply appreciate you for doing that, Mimi. And I'm happy to answer your question. Here it comes. Your question is, will I hear from Francis again? And the answer is as follows. Well, Queen, this is not basically there's no way I can tilt this as an answer unless your Francis is literally an emperor or somebody that you regard as with somebody with that kind of sort of empirical power. But what this card is here to tell you about, Mimi, is the concept of making something real. Like, if you want something real to happen in this world, this emperor is here to instruct you about that. So if you want to hear from Francis again, the emperor, as an advice giver, would say, well, what are you waiting for? Go figure it out. Go make it real. Don't wait around, says this emperor, asking the universe to send a Francis your way, when ultimately we all know that we can't chase these dudes around in any way, shape, or form and make any sense of it. If you want something from one of them, you need to go get it and you need to go make it real. That's what this emperor would tell you. I don't know the first thing about your actual situation. There may be wrinkles and stuff that I'm missing here. But one way or another, Does that hit? Oh, Sonam Lamo. Get over here, Sonam Lamo. Everybody gather around Sonam Lamo right now. They've got a question about their husband, and I think a lot of us can identify with where this is headed. So Sonam Lamo asks, hello, will my husband change to better our marriage? Queen, I'm sorry that you're experiencing resistance in the husband department. Thumbs down to that. Let's see what the cards have to say as it regards your husband, who is coming up short right now. And I'm, again, sorry to hear that. That's incredibly challenging. Don't put up with no guff. That's what I would tell you, Sonam. Do not tolerate anything other than perfect love and appreciation coming from that dude. And I'm not saying perfect like that. I'm saying you need to know that your partner is 100% in your corner, 1,000,000,000% of the way. There's no negotiating that. Do you feel me? Okay. Please. Now, I'm dropping the card. Will my husband change to better our marriage? Well, son, look, son. This card has a visual aspect to it that I will offer to you gently and with love. Sure, you see a heart crammed full of swords sitting out in the ring. But ultimately behind this card, Sonam Lama, is the idea of growth into a new sense of peace. It's essentially a card that describes effort is necessary in this situation to create. Now, look, this card could be a portrait on the wall and saying something negative about your chances of your husband changing during this marriage, but ultimately I don't know, because the number 3s are all about change. They're all about growth. They're the Empress. They're about creating new things. So perhaps what I'm pulling out of this card is that change is going to come, but it's going to come with something. It's not just going to come easy. Does that track? Maybe this card is saying something about how, yes, it will come. Yes, it will be there, but it's not going to be a walk in the park. Fair enough. If you value the relationship enough, you'll do the work alongside your husband. And I'll tell you this, that husband of yours isn't doing the work. Eventually, you're going to have to pull the ripcord on that, and please bleeping do. Do not waste your precious minutes and moments and years like treading water out of fear. If somebody's not showing up for you and giving you all of that which you deserve, I do not wish to be asking this question with you. He's not trying enough, says Son. Well, look, here's what I'll say. I don't want to be coming back here in 6 months and you're asking the same question again. Be in control of your own growth and fate. Remember who you are, all right? Remember what it is to be married to you. How valuable that is. What a gift you've given this dude. And if they've forgotten the value of the gift and they won't be reminded of the value of the gift, welp, you know what I'll tell you to do. Go find someone who will. Because again, life is too short. We're in 2026. The clock is bleeping, ticking. There's not time to screw around waiting for perfection to just roll on in, or waiting for some lazy bleep to get their bleep together. No. We got to be motivated in the year of the fire horse. Period. There's really no choice, I'm telling you. Read the headlines and tell me how much of a choice there is. We got to roll. It's time to do it all now. Let it rip. Sonam, I hope that hits for you. I beg you to come back and let me know. Let us all know how it goes. Rue! Hi, Rue. How are you doing? Oh, sweet Rue. Come here, Rue. Oh, my God, Sonam. Don't forget us. Don't forget the open phones. That your buddy Open Phones is here. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I'm here to help you out. What up, Rob King? All right, let's see. Rue asks. I want to get to this, and we're running low on time now. We're only 10 minutes away before the end. Rue says, should I go back to work? Well, let's find out what the cards have to say, sweet Rue. Boop, 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 boop. Ready, Rue? You ask, should I go back to work? Cards say, work, maybe, but what about school? What about school, Rue? Is this a card that's like landing absolutely dead center in a very popular interpretation of this card? That of gaining wisdom via somebody who is there to Sherpa your way out of a situation into a better situation? Hierophant falls on that question. I'm tempted to tilt this towards the idea of going and getting educated. Can you go do that? Is that interesting to you? I hope it is. Because a Hierophant's education is very, very valuable. It's leading you towards those self-love 6s. And it's leading you towards a divine connection that will serve you better and for always into the future. And you say, I can, and it is. Good, good, good. We love to give good advice up here. We really love to give good advice up here. Right? Right, Rob King? Right, Sabrina? Oh my God, it's almost 3 hours in. My leg muscles are aching. I gotta do some stretching real fast. I gotta do some stretching. Sorry, guys. I'm just doing some stretching. I'm a little stiff after 3 hours of being on my feet, dancing around to the same song, which actually I love. This is my way of staying fit at this point. That and doing 6th floor walk-ups, which the city is quite fond of, I'll say. I'm grown fond of it too. It reminds me of my New York era. It reminds me of my New York era, back when 6th floor walk-ups were de rigueur. All right, it's 10 minutes until I call it. Rue says, interestingly, I'm almost 40, so school seems very scary, but it has been a thought. You know what I'm saying? I look, dude, it's the modern era. I said it last broadcast, we live in a realm where all of us Gen Xers who thought we were just going to have these cute little creative careers are watching that shit evaporate before they retire. Yeah, maybe it's time to go to school. Don't be afraid of it. Be afraid of stalling out on the way to it. What's up, Rach the Swan? How you doing? Samantha has good advice. What about trade school? How you doing, Rach the Swan? Helen is here. Oh, Helen, come over here. Helen. AKA Cheeky Blue Wabbit. I love that. Helen asks, will Brent and I be more than friends? The European police siren just chimed in on that one, Helen. All right, Helen, let's take a look. You and Brent, more than friends. Romance could be in the air between Helen and Brent. Bump, bump. Let's find out if it's true, though. Helen plus Brent equals. Ooh. Look, a magician is dropped on this. Now, a magician is the divine initiate on the first rung of the ladder, Helen. I'm gonna do a breadbasket on you, Helen. Let me just get my act together here. Helen, I'm gonna tee it up properly. Helen, hi Helen. My name is Overphones. Welcome to Tarot Morning Wisdom, where I throw cards at your questions for free. Now, part of the Tarot Morning Wisdom experience can be a 4-card relationship drop that I myself have proprietarily invented called Andromeda's Breadbasket. Okay? And it goes a little something like this. Boom! That's you. Helen, boom! That's you. You have all of the power in your hands. You are the magician. You're the mage. You're the batalou. And you've got all 4 elements of on the table there, ready to be learned and used. Brent, a little bit more of an amateur in the realm of passionate fire, but that does not mean that this is a negative card in any regard. It just says that Brent may be a little less experienced than you, all right? Just a little bit less experienced than you, Helen. That's not a sin. That's not a sin. If anything, these pages are optimistic and they're excited to go where they want to go, and they're capable of having a lot of fun along the way. Okay, the one call out is watch out for immaturity, because that can come with these pages. Now, what about the energy created between you and Brent? The energy created between you and Brent is a beautiful cup of love, importantly, in potential. The number 2s are wonderful, but they are the building of force toward life. Hi, Kayla Morrison. 2 cups as an energy. Well, what's the number 4 card here? What is the 4th card that we drop? What is the card that says something about manifested reality? Interesting. Now, look, I'm going to read this card as a recommendation to you. All right, Helen? What the deck wants you to do in the real world here is make sure that you're coming correct as far as respecting yourself ultimately in the realm of the real. You need to be in that hermetic power in the 9 of Pentacles. You need to be here. Okay, look, if this is a prognostication card, then it's honestly a little bit ambiguous. It could be, yeah, you wind up really strong inside of a beautiful garden of your own creation. But the thing about those 9s is that they tend to be a little bit lonely. And it's not a romantic answer that I see here, or that I think anybody would. I think that that's why I'm tilting it towards the realm of recommendation, because there is so much potential here. Love. But what I'm seeing here in the manifested, either recommendation or result, is you and you alone standing inside of your power. So no matter what comes of this, Make sure that that is you in that garden with that falconer's glove on and that rare exotic bird. Okay? Don't let your guard down. I guess that's another thing I could say about that, huh? Ari, hi Ari, how are you doing? My name is Open Phones. This is Tarot Morning Wisdom. You've come here with a practical question. And I'll do my best to answer it. I don't think my deck necessarily has it in him to pull this one out of the hat, but let's find out what happens. Ari asks, I lost my ring. Where is it? Is it in my room or not? Now look, I have no idea whether this does. I'm just trying this as an experiment, Ari. I'm giving you no assurances whatsoever that my deck has the ability to find lost items. I kind of don't think it has that ability, but let's find out. All right, Ari wants to know if the ring is in their room or not. Let's find out if this deck has one coherent thing to say about it. Ari, if this doesn't hit in that question's terms, then I'm just going to give you whatever the deck says to do here. No, I can't say that it has diddly squat to do with whether your ring is in your room or not, unless this concept connects to this in some way that I cannot detect. Ready, set. It's the Six of Cups, Ari. The Six of Deepest Love of Self, Ari. The Six of Love at its purest spectrum, at its purest pitch, at its purest frequency, at its most unadorned, at its most innocent and pure and unafraid. That's the card that is coming at you right now, Ari. Does that connect to where your ring is? I don't know. There's 4 minutes to go in this broadcast. Hi, Erica Megan. How are you doing? Hi, Marianne Silva. Rach, I'm doing you real fast, and then I'm getting out of here. I gotta wrap this up. It's 3 hours. My voice is gonna collapse like a ton of cinders. Ton of cinders? Look, whatever. You get the idea. Rach, you ask, will additional new clients sign agreements by the end of the day? And I know we've already talked about it, Rach. There's some strange code going on between you and the cards here that I'll never understand. And I'm open to it now, Rach. All I can say is that I'm playing happily along. So, let's find out what the advice... And also, by the way, please go follow Rach the Swan, but only if you like high-quality tarot reading. If you do not like that, then please do not bother, because you'll be disappointed. That's all that there is on Rach the Swan's tarot feed. Live tarot feed, where they throw live cards, just like me, for your questions for free, I imagine. I don't know if you charge or not, actually. I shouldn't be so hasty there. All right, Rach, let's see what the cards have to say about today's question. And then I've got to do one more card for the collective, aka my Tarot Morning Wisdom question, for my Friday evening in this case. And I'm going to say to you, Rach, after reading out loud your question again, will additional new clients sign agreements by the end of the day today? Well, here's your recommendation, whether or not this connects to any of that or not. We have 7 wands here, Rach. 7 wands. So we got to start with the idea of the charioteer. That charioteer wants your attention, because that charioteer who drives the world wants you to reach for the steering wheel in the realm of fire, creativity, passion, and spirit. And be sure that you are doing everything you can to be in control of basically the destination that you're seeking to find. Does that hit? With 2 minutes left to go before we hit the 3-hour mark and I collapse like the Wicked Witch of the East under that bleeping building that they dropped on her? It does. Okay, that's all I care about, Rach the Swan. That's all I care about. I just want to make sure that you're happy. Okay, people, I'm doing one last card for everybody to wrap up this Friday, May 8th, 2026. Gonna wrap it up. Woney, we already did you and Gabriel, honey. I gotta move forward. I gotta move forward with my own bleeping life. I gotta go get some din-din. So it's 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock here in the crown jewel of the Côte d'Azur. 7 o'clock. I'll say this on my way out. If any of you feel compelled to reach out to me, that we might go deeper into your personal questions using this deck of cards in a more an involved way that might even see you in front of a 13-card Solomon spread, don't hesitate to reach out. I'm trying to get private reads, people. I need private reads. I need to survive up here like that. Look, I wish I could tell you that all the TikToks and bucks in the world will keep me like eating bread and butter here in the south of France. It's not gonna happen unless I get plenty of private reads. And I'll tell you this, ask anybody that's gotten one, they are worth it, all right? Maybe that's a harder sell than I wanted to have happen, but it's at the end of 3 hours of doing this, you're getting me, you know, a little unvarnished maybe. Anyway, I'm doing one more card for the collective. Here it comes, everybody. And remember, thank you, Rach. Rach, you're so kind. Here we go. Remembering that this is a card that I am going... Rach, you're killing me. Thank you, Rach. This is a card that I'm going to use to spin my fate open in a 13-card Solomon spread the second that we turn it all off. All right? But I'm also offering it to you to inform all of our Friday, May 8th, 2026, as they come down the pike. Thank you. Hold on a second. I need to say thank you. 4 swords fall. And with this card comes an invitation to experience the sweetest form of mental recovery and relaxation and a return. A return to mental stability. A return to rest. Rest upon the sword of truth. How beautiful is that? Very beautiful indeed. In a beautiful way to end this Friday, May 8th, 2026 session. I want to say thank you to everybody that came through. Thank you to everybody that sat down across from me in the Zoom realm to do a private session. You guys are the very, very best. I am so grateful for you and your presence and your energy as it pertains to this broadcast. I will see you on Monday, if not before. Again, broadcasting from the south of France, literal paradise self. I will bring that energy to you. You bring me yours. We'll see what comes of it. Thank you. I love you. I will talk to you on Monday. Have a great weekend. Bye.